Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. It is tournament day, Saturday. Let's go ahead and take a look at the top four so far. So looking at our challengers for today, the bottom side of the bracket has yet to be determined, but on the top side, we're going to be having our first best of three match, which is going to be Mixu facing off against the Mista and a best of three showdown. So it should be quite a bit of fun. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're all doing well. I'm going to be experimenting with some new UI today, so it might look a little bit different than what you're used to, but hopefully it looks all right. And we'll get this party started. Now, I'm sure you guys want to see the overall bracket, so we can take a look at that real quick while the players get their lobby set up. So let's fire this bad boy up and look right on over here. So here we are on the bracket. We have Mixu versus the Mista. On the bottom side, we have Simtom facing off against Matiz, who's actually a Holy Roman main, which is pretty exciting. And it looks like, wow, Simtom defeated Lucifron earlier. Big win there. And we have Eric versus the Black Widow on the far side of the bracket here. So that is the kind of full bracket. But again, we're going to be jumping into the best of three here very soon. So let's go ahead and fire this bad boy up and see if they are in game yet. And it looks like they are. So just need to make sure to spectate Mixu. I think it says one of them's in game, but the other one's not. And they are the gentlemen who are going to be playing today. So you can see the overlay at the top. It should be adjusting once we do jump into the match here. So Mista appears to be in a match right now. Maybe. Let me go ahead and check the Discord. Make sure they're all good. All right. Perfect. Make sure you two have spec slot open. Good luck, have fun. So the first map is going to be Dry Arabia. We're just getting this party started. Thank you all. And yeah, should be fun. Should be fun. We'll have quite a few champions. Yeah, that UI, I didn't come up with it. I can actually, let me go ahead and find the source for that. I'll make sure to share it with you guys over the course of the stream. But it is going to be Mixu facing off against Mista. If you guys haven't seen the Mista's profile, let's take a look at this real quick. So here is the Mista. His current record is 120 wins and 8 losses. Pretty insane. However, I think a fair amount of those are team games, so we'll have to go ahead and double check his profile real quick. It looks like he's hidden his match history, and he's going to be facing off against Mixu. Now, we actually have a pretty cool feature. If you guys haven't seen this this website here, let me pull it up for you. It is essentially a website where you can look at players' ELO and see their kind of ranking on the overall leaderboard and everything like that. So, yeah, China's been making a little bit of a comeback. I don't know how much we've seen them today. I think most of the games that I did watch this morning were, more of the traditional Mongols, French, like that type of stuff. But we will see. Yeah, Matiz, the gentleman who's competing on the bottom side of the bracket, is a Holy Roman Empire main. So maybe we'll see something there. Now, heading on over here, you can look at anyone's ELO. So you can see Mixu here. He currently is really good, 61% win rate. ELO is 1558. Now, looking over at Mista, I don't know how much he's been playing, but let's find out. Mista is 1641, so pretty similar in terms of ELO. That'll be very interesting to see how they do against one another. But this is a really cool feature, and it's not case sensitive, and you can look up like anyone's ranking. So you can see who's on the top of the leaderboard. For example, to get to the top like 200 or something like that, I think you have to be ranked like 1500 ELO. Yeah. So should be quite a bit of fun. Anyways, heading back on over, let's see if the players are in the first match of the day. Mixu does not appear to be in a game. Mista does. Let's see here. Are they in their match right now? Let's see here. Checking. Are you playing Mixu? I don't see him in game. So I'll check with the players real quick. I don't know. Mixu should be in a lobby. I see Mista's in one right now, which is strange because his opponent is not. Yeah, I really hope that... Okay, it looks like he's in lobby right now. Yeah, Mixu is. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and message him. Just kind of iron out the details. You guys are starting, yeah? All right, perfect. Start. Alrighty, cool. So the players are not in the game yet. I have confirmed that, but they're going to be starting here in just a second. So it'll give us time to kind of chat and catch up and have some fun. Yeah, Mixu is Finnish, if I'm not mistaken, yes. So one of the changes we've made today, so on the previous week's tournaments, we actually had the grand finals being a best of 3, but we have switched it to a best of 5. We've also reduced the bans from 2 bans to 1 ban. I had some feedback from players last week and a little bit this week as well, saying that the double ban kind of just made it so the guy in the first pick got the most powerful civ, and the gentleman on the second pick was at a bit of a disadvantage. Now, it doesn't matter too much because both players get to do that in a best of 3, but even still, I did change it to a single ban. So we're going to see how that works out, and also we do have a best of 5 grand finals. So that's going to be coming up here in just a moment. Sean says, thanks for streaming this week. This time of the year can be rough, and you're really a positive person. Thank you, man. Yeah, I got you covered. We'll keep streaming, keep you entertained, and we should have quite a bit of fun today. Very hyped to see how this Duel of Fates unfolds. So the Mista has won one of our tournaments before. He's played in one tournament and he's won one tournament. So we'll see what he's got here. It looks like he is going to be joining the lobby now, and we'll get this first match fired up as the players do their picks and bans. Yeah, got to make sure they don't have any questions. It's obviously a new scene, so there's going to be a lot of questions pertaining to the best of threes and all that sort of stuff. So let me go ahead and message players. He was asking about the picks and bans. First one is a pick and ban. So I'm just going to copy the rules to these gentlemen real quick, and we can get that started. So all right, so the pick and ban rules, and here they are, best of three. All right. So the top side of the bracket would be Mixu. All right. Alrighty, very good. So they should be all squared away as it pertains to the rules right now. The UI will update once we get into a game. So as soon as Mixu jumps into a game with his next opponent, it's pretty cool. It actually ties to their profile based on that website I was just showing you. So it does give a pretty cool little play there. How's everyone doing, by the way? Good evening from Poland, Cześć. Jak się masz, my friend? I hope you are doing bardzo dobrze over there in the realm of Poland. Are you waiting for your Polish Civ to be added to this game? The Polish-Lithuanian kind of Civ action. Good morning from Australia. Okay, yeah, this isn't a bad time for Australia also. A little bit later in the day, you guys are, yeah, it looks like your mornings right now. Must be really early though, huh? Must be really early. Yeah. So they're going to do their picks and bans, and then we will see where they go from there. Trying a new format. Again, I change it up a little bit every week, just to give players the option to, experiment and see what they like. And eventually we'll iron something out. Why do I call it Gran Turino? Well, my channel is called Turin, so I just, and I just thought it was fun. It's like the Gran Turin tournament or something. Yeah, it's just stupid. It's almost as creative as my channel name, which is literally just my middle name in real life. Ah, you're from India. Very cool. Yeah, some Delhi Sultanate for sure. Delhi has been doing pretty well in tournaments, at least as far as I've seen. At least, and on ladder too. I feel like Delhi's a really strong Civ, but if you deny their sacred sites, it becomes a pretty tough game for them. Hey, Total War! Thanks for the entertaining evening, Mr. Turn, and greetings from Germany. Hey, I hope you're doing well. I've been to Germany several times. Haven't really had a chance to vacation around the countryside and check out the cities. It's usually on layovers when I'm heading over to Poland, but yeah, it's always a good time. Cheers, man. Let's gather the forces. Yes, that is true indeed. I'm curious what the first match will be. I don't know what Mista's preferred play is. You can sometimes check based on people's masteries, but it looks like overall he hasn't really completed the masteries for any Civ, so I think it's a little bit hard to tell here. Mixu, I think Mixu is a Delhi guy. I think I've seen him play Delhi several times. Let's go ahead and look at his match history and see. It looks like he's hidden it. Most really high-level players hide their match history, which, makes sense. They don't want their opponents to see what they're playing. And oftentimes these guys will practice in like custom lobbies versus their friends, and you won't like see their tournament builds on ladder. That's very common. People do that for StarCraft, right? They'll have like training partners, because if you get like a really big, powerful tournament player going on to quick battles and just showing all of his builds, people are going to be able to kind of, know what's coming in the tournament. So a lot of these guys, I think, practice on their own time and really, really save the goodies. Although he's got a heavy Rus mastery and heavy HRE mastery as well, so maybe looking to get some of those icons as well. Yeah. Yeah, no Byzantine civilization. I'm sure it'll come in time. Yeah, I really hope I hope this game does well and they keep supporting it, because I'm having an absolute blast playing this. And yeah, I would love to see them add a bunch of stuff like that. Just keep doing the civs, every couple months, maybe like every 3 to 6 months or whatever, they add another civ over the years, and I think it could have pretty good staying power, honestly. I really do. I really do. Your money's on Mista. And as a matter of fact, while we wait for the first game to start, players are doing their picks and bans and familiarizing themselves. Let's see how many of you guys are going to nail this. Shall win. We have the Mista or Mixu, and both starting with a very powerful M in their name. And there you go. Yeah, Delhi Sultanate's great. Probably one of my favorite civs overall. Really, really fun stuff. All right, cool. And it looks like we're about to start. Yep, they are in the lobby, finalizing things as we speak. Wow, look at that. 80% going for the Mista. It is a best of 3, by the way, so you guys just be prepared for that. Any plans or requests for casting tourneys on the official streams? I would love to, yeah. I'm not, what do you mean by official streams? Do you mean streams by like Relic or Microsoft, like holding events, or do you mean like on other people's channels? Yeah, because I don't know if there's any like official stream as of now. that like, you know, is being held like what is the big one? The Red Bull Cup, the Wololo. I don't think there's anything quite like that for this game yet, but hopefully there will be in time. Yeah, never underestimate the Mista. Yeah, he's a really, really strong player. And, you know, pretty much you know what I really want to see from the Mista is I would love to see a game go past like 20 minutes. I feel like every game I've ever seen of him, it's over so quick. Anyways, they have started their first match of the day, so let's fire this bad boy up, and hopefully the UI will update correctly. I'll go ahead and double check that. So we're going to end the poll right now. Wow, 73% of you guys who voted, of course, which is a small portion of the stream, believe that the Mista is going to win. All right. So here we go. Getting ready. It is the first match of the day. It's going to be the Mista on the French, playing the villain here in this matchup, facing off against the Rus, who are going to be helmed by Mixu. So let's get this party started, see if the UI updates on its own. Through the power of technology, we will succeed. And I might need to update this a little bit. So a little bit of a delay, about 20 or 30 seconds, which is totally fine. And now I can minimize this and take a look at ye old overlay and make sure it's in a good position. All right, so heading on over here. Looks like it's in an okay spot. Yes, and it has updated. So you're able to see their win-to-loss ratio and their ranking on ladder. It's a pretty cool UI, although I need to add something that has the score for the series, which I do not have. Maybe I'll find time to do that in between the breaks and all that sort of good stuff. So yeah, it'll be good. Yeah, the Mista games don't go very long, that's for sure. I didn't see his games against Viper, but if it takes the Viper to bring him down, I mean, that's a pretty intense stuff. All right, so spawning here on the western side of the map, it's going to be our Rus champion, Mixu, facing off against Mista, who I believe is from Greece, and he is going to be in the northeast as the French. So I would imagine there's not going to be any groundbreaking French play here, probably going to be early pressure from Knights, but what a lot of French players actually do is they get just a single Knight. So they're just going to build the School of Cavalry, they get one Knight, and then what they do is they use the School of Cavalry to produce a bunch of scouts. They then use said scouts to go grab all the deer on the map, and they just get a huge food advantage on you while you're sitting in your base afraid of that single Knight that's kind of riding around and really giving a lot of grief. I know, yeah, no biggie, just like a 91% win rate. Not a problem, not a problem. Now for the Rus here, they are going for the early wolves. So you can see one of the wolves has fallen here. As far as the Rus bounty, it is 30. He hasn't really been terribly lucky with his deer camps because both deer camps are down here on the side. And if you look at Mixu's perspective, he's actually gone up to the northeast. So he unfortunately missed all those deer camps. But most Rus players will produce multiple scouts, and that other scout is going to be running down here, and with proper vision, should be able to see these deer camps and hunt those bad boys down and be in relatively good shape here. So up in the north, it looks like, yeah, he's going to be denying the deer. Very common tactic. If you guys are playing against Rus players, it's very smart to get your own scouts. And if you run across a deer camp, you want to take those bad boys out. Because he only took out 2 deer here. Maybe he wants to get a little bit more control on the map. No, he grabbed the sheep and now he's coming back. So basically by taking out this deer camp, which I think there's like 7 or 8 deer, you're denying your opponent 70 or 80 gold there. And yeah, look at this. Really good play by the Mista. He's able to deny several deer camps from the Rus already. And the Rus, have they discovered their deer camps? Oh man, he better get those deer before Mista does. Let's see what his vision looks like. Okay, he now sees this. If the Rus are denied all 4 deer camps, God, that would be an extremely brutal game right there. But nonetheless, they're going to be scooting in, getting some nice shots there. You can see the rapid fire micro. It's too much for my old boomer, repetitive stress injury hand to handle. So that's why I don't play Rus so much these days. But they are able to get the deer camp. And how many deer are there in total? So it was 7, I was correct. And that's going to be 70 gold here, 70 gold here, plus the hunting cabin. That's more than enough to tech to the next age. So very nice stuff for sure. Now back in the base, very standard French opening, golden food and golden food and golden food. That is how you play French, because again, the Knights also cost golden food. So those are going to be the resources that you focus on very heavily here in the early stages of the game. And here, ye old scout, just getting them deer. And the Rus build, are we going to be seeing them get to the second age a little bit quicker? Actually, a little bit slower. It looks like Mista does have the food advantage, so should be starting a little bit faster here, but it's kind of insignificant, honestly. Mixu seems like he's, wow, look at the gold, man. Rus can get some pretty crazy early gold for sure, and oftentimes you don't even need to mess with gold in the beginning. So the Golden Gate is going to be the landmark. Sometimes you do see the Kremlin picked, because the Kremlin does give you really good defense against the French Knights, but I find that it's kind of like, if you go Kremlin, you're kind of in that mindset where you're on the defensive losing position, like you're panicking already about the Knights, and I think Kremlin might be good if you're trying to, like, if you have a bad resource spawn. Like a Kremlin right here could be very strong because it protects 2 gold nodes, right? But the Golden Gate is just too powerful. So what this landmark does, if you guys haven't seen it, it basically gives you favorable trades. Now, you have a limited number of supplies with which to do it. So there's like a periodic increment in which you get a supply and you can make such a favorable trade. But overall, it's so good because if you want to get a double TC, hey, let's just trade some wood that Rus always have a ton of anyways and get like stone. So you don't necessarily have to mine stone. It really allows you to tech super quickly. It's just such a valuable landmark. And for the Mista, no surprises here, the School of Cavalry. It acts as a stable, and all of his stables, including the School of Cavalry, will be working, or cavalry. I always say that wrong. I don't know why. It's just something when I was a kid, it's always been wrong. But nonetheless, the School of Cavalry here is going to be letting him get the early French Knights out, and we will see what happens. In the meantime, you can see very, very good awareness by the Mista. Like, most players wouldn't be doing the little micro plays like this, right? Like hunting these wolves on the map. You wouldn't think it was important, right? But, you know, you are denying the Rus gold and bounty, and overall that is quite strong. The Rus have gotten to their first tier of bounty, and they have not quite gotten to the 250. The 250 is the 10%, which is very good. If you can get that in the feudal and dark ages, man, oh man, you're going to be sitting in a very, very comfortable position there. So you think the UI could be a little bit smaller? I can actually adjust that right now. Let me see if you guys, what do you guys think of the UI? Does it need to be a little bit smaller? Is it too obtrusive on the screen? Do let me know. And I'm actually going to minimize for a hot second. Oh, it's kind of bleeding over onto that. Okay, so I see what you're saying. All right, so 1 second. Let me go ahead and minimize this and skate it over like so. And boom. All right, that should be better. Thank you guys for the feedback. I greatly appreciate it. And yeah, the Kremlin is definitely better, like a good landmark if you are getting rushed. But the French always put early pressure on you, right? Although this is what I was talking about. You get like maybe one French knight. Yeah, Mista is going hard in the paint for the early scout. So he's building scouts at a 20% faster rate from his School of Cavalry, which he's going to use the Grand Theft of Venison and take all of these bad boys and just bring them back to the base. So most people are so afraid of the French Knights that they don't really, you know, contest the map as much. So I really like this play by Mista, kind of using the French mind games to get control of all these Grand Theft of Venison. And it could be pretty obvious here. I mean, Mixu sees the double scouts sitting on top of the deer camp here. So he must imagine that there's going to be some treachery going on. Now, is Mixu going to be going for Grand Theft Venison? I don't think so. Does he have a mill? Okay, he is. So he is about a third of the way done. And let's look at the Grand Theft Venison here for the Mista. Mista is actually just about done as well. Okay, this is getting really, really spicy. Yeah, okay, so both players going for professional scouts, but honestly, the Mista has a bit of an advantage in my opinion. I think he's got 4 scouts out here. We have 1 scout for Mixu, 2 scouts for Mixu. Oh no, Mixu's actually got 5 scouts. He had a couple sitting in his base, so they probably will split the deer camps 2-2. So overall, I think it's not going to be too big of a deal. Now, what I would love to see would actually be like the players actually trying to steal the deer from the other's base. That would be so funny. But the deer are going to be jacked. The Grand Theft of Venison is underway, so both forces taking advantage of that. Currently, the score reflecting a slight advantage for Mista, but I would say it's pretty insignificant at this point. But the deer are being brought back to the base, and a Royal Knight of France is going to be surging forth for the lady, and he's going to be hunting down some of these Rus villagers, I would imagine. Rus going to be getting a pretty nice boost, right? Because right now they have the 10% faster gather rate, and they're going to be having all these deer in the main base, so probably going to go for a super, super fast castle age. Yeah, look at this. Wow. Mixu, 957 and 392 on resources. He is killing it in terms of banking resources. Whereas the Mista is making French Knights looking to put aggression on. So it's going to be the Castle Age Rus facing off against the Feudal Age French. But the French, of course, getting that early pressure with the Knights, I would imagine will do some work, as here all of the French scouts bringing back the deer camps. But the deers are basically just being brought back on both sides. Just bringing them back, having a good old time, and enjoying each other's company, really, just good friends here. So here comes the scout, going to be hunting this down, and there he goes. The deer camps are on the way, and it is going to be Castle Age for the Rus here, immediately pulling workers. Abbey of the Trinity is so good. I love this landmark. So this has unique upgrades for the Rus warrior monks, but more importantly, it actually allows you to build them at half cost. So Rus warrior monks are usually very expensive because they're mounted and, you know, they bring a lot of utility, so they're priced accordingly. But this allows you to produce them cheaper, but more importantly, you get them quickly. As soon as you hit Castle Age, you have them coming out. You can go grab all those relics, and it's going to be super important. In the meantime, the Mista is forming the Royal French Blockade. So if you look at Mista, he's kind of just rotating about with his knights, maybe looking for relics to deny. He's got the knights on the map. I mean, yeah, definitely going to have some good control. And has he really not scouted into his opponent's base at all? Mista hasn't really looked at all into Mixu's base. Like, he's just been like kind of on the outskirts here. Yeah, so now we got archers as well as knights coming in. This is where it's going to get a little bit scary. Mista probably will constantly produce archers and French knights while he pressures, and he's going to be going after the Abbey of the Trinity. The villagers will be forced back to the TC. Some of them get back, and there will be a couple villagers popping out to continue building here. Literally 0 military here from the Rus. This is a super greedy build. I mean, both players get their deer camps, all right? So nobody gets like a net advantage over the other player in that regard. The Abbey of the Trinity is going to be finishing here in just a second as the French Knights look to pile in. I think you just power build that bad boy and go for it. You got to finish it. Oh, it's like 100 HP. The scouts, oh no, don't bring the deer to the French. But they're going to be pulling back into the base. The Abbey of the Trinity is now finished, and I would imagine there's going to be either, is it horse archers? Yeah, okay guys, we're getting the dreaded Rus build. This is the Rus build that has been terrorizing the quick battle ladder for quite some time. I tried it myself the other day, but probably going to be the horse archer spam. So what you do is you spam horse archers, which are surprisingly cheap, 80 and 40. I mean, that's like less than around what a spearman costs. And you spam like 1 million of those, and you back them up with scouts, because scouts are, absolute crap in combat, but what scouts have is 110 HP and regeneration. And they cost only food, right? So if you have like a good food boom coming in from all the deer here, you can use scouts as well as horse archers to just push your opponent away. Okay, really, really interesting. I'm excited to see this. Yeah, this is going to be great. So the French Knights coming down here, and it looks like, oh, he did steal some of the deer. So the Mista was able to get those, and now Mista is going to be going to the next age as well. He's a little bit behind in that regard, and he better be ready for this, man. I'm telling you, this build is very, very nasty, the Horse Archer spam. He's only got 2 so far, so not so bad. Mista is going to be building the Guild Hall, which basically you pick a resource of your choosing, and it banks that resource over time, and it accrues interest, and you can like come back to this in the Imperial Age and be like, oh shit, I have like 3,000 food sitting in here. It's really, really good. But here comes the Horse Archer army for Mixu. Currently, he's got, what, 4 of them? And they do 12 damage, so they hit a little bit harder than basic archers, and of course are quite quick, so you can contest the French mobility. And how will the French respond to this? I feel like French are just going to do the same thing and basically just go for archers and French knights, which works well, because basic archers do, in enough numbers of course, trade pretty well. And basic archers do cost 30 and 50, so they're quite a bit cheaper than these Rus horse archers, who now have hunted down the wolf. Let's take a look at the Gaia count. 300 bounty. What you want to do at this point is hunt down boars. The boars do give you 75 gold and also will help you get to that 500 bounty, which will give you the 15% gather rate. So good Rus players do this. I don't. I'm a bit of a potato, but the good Rus players actually do this, and it looks like that boar will be paying the iron price as they do surround that bad boy. So Mista, almost in the next age. The Rus are grabbing relics though, so you can see the dreaded warrior monks are out on the map, going to be getting whatever relics they can. Have any been brought back? Yes, one has. So that is one of the big strengths. And the French, have to build the guild hall, and then after that, they have to then build the monastery. And it's a big process, right? But the Rus can just get control of those using their warrior monks. And that is a huge gold advantage for Mixu here. I really, really like this Rus play so far. Now here, the horse archers out on the map doing their thing. Mista in a little bit of a defensive posture, just trying to protect the relics, or at least keep eyes on them. And the Rus horse archers with some nice scooting and shooting, going to be picking off one of Mista's scouts. So good map control here by Mixu. Really, really doing well. And the French Knights do seem to be on the back foot a little bit as more and more archers are coming out. In terms of upgrades, we do not have any upgrades finished yet. The French obviously get all the melee upgrades for free, so their knights are pretty much juiced to the gills, depending on what age they're in. And this warrior monk, his speed is 1.62 tiles, and the French knights are 1.62 as well. So they're about the same speed. And now the Rus horse archers and scouts going to be coming over to do battle. Maybe the warrior monk will be able to get these relics. Does he know where they are? Let's go ahead and see. Yeah, he does know this relic's right here. He's very, very aware of this, and it looks like he's going to be bringing his forces to secure the relics. Did he get another one back? He did. Yeah, 2 relics is really big. Now, a lot of people don't know this about relics, but relics are one of the most valuable assets you can get in the Imperial Age. And the reason why is because once you get Imperial Age, you can research the Tithe Barns. A little bit of a skirmish going on here, but Tithe Barns does basically make it so each relic you have generates 30 food, wood, and stone every minute. So you get a ton of free resources, but Mista gets pretty good engagement here, actually cutting down maybe a couple of these units, and the other warrior monk going Grand Theft Relic now and moving up the map here and doing some great work. It looks like that boar was taken out, so the boar did pay the iron price. And man, guys, I gotta say, this relic control by Mixu is incredibly efficient. Like, he's probably gonna pull ahead in this game if he keeps getting those. And look at this in the back, some good harass coming in from Mixu as well, poking these veteran knights down and really getting some solid value. Yeah, you can see one of the Rus horse archers does fall, but this is like good. It's occupying the attention of the Mista while he just grabs all the relics. Look at that, another one. The Abbey of the Trinity can only hold 3 relics, so he's gonna have to build another one. I think he's gonna get all of them. So if you have 4 relics, you can multiply those by 30, and that's how much of each resource you're going to be getting for free in the late game. So over the course of like 7 or 8 minutes, you can build a keep without having to even mine stone. It's crazy, crazy good. This is incredible stuff. So man, look at this. He's got freaking 4 or 5 relics. I think he got like all of them. Oh my God, Mista is just getting denied relics so hard. That's going to be 500 gold for free per minute for Mixu. That is really the power of the fast Rus Castle Age. So here we see the veteran Royal Knights coming out, so we know it's going to be pretty standard French. Just going to be spamming out Royal Knights and Archers, which again is very, very normal, but I am super impressed by his relic control. And, you know, honestly, the French can't really contest it. The fast castle age, like, he didn't get punished early on. There was no French harass. So the Rus were able to just cackle and go straight to the castle age. Whereas normally a couple of French knights might be poking in there, doing some good pressure. But now we see the Rus horse archer and scout army really coming into full form here. And honestly, I think it could probably win. I mean, we have 20 horse archers here. And even though they don't do quote-unquote great against armor, they still aren't bad, right? Like, they have, what, 12 damage? Subtract 5 from that, down to 7. 7 damage per shot really isn't terrible at all. So the outpost's going to be garrisoned. A couple of the French knights do poke in, but with good scooting and shooting, you should be able to pick these guys off. Brutal damage coming in. Apparently the Rus, of course, being invaded by the Mongols many times throughout history, learned a couple tricks, and now they have their own horse archer legion to drag down these big, heavy knights. And correct me if I'm wrong, but for those of you guys who are really big history buffs in chat, wasn't this a very common tactic that the Mongol archers would do? They would kind of overextend the very heavy cavalry of their opponents, exhaust them, and then drag them down with fire and encircle them. I watched a documentary on, I think it was Kings and Generals, and he had a really good explanation of it, but nonetheless, I don't quite remember, but you guys can let me know. But yeah, 5 frickin' relics here. I think he must have set up another shop here. Yeah, the monastery here in the back. And now switching to a little bit of a farm economy, pretty good. In a second, TC is coming up behind this. Man, Mixu is in a really, really, really dominant position right now, I would say. I mean, the 5 relics, his income per minute, let's take a look. Yeah, Mista is a little bit ahead on food, but that gold, the Rus probably aren't even really mining gold. Yeah, they're not. So they get to put all their workers on lumber, and look at the lumber advantage. That's going to be so much more infrastructure and production coming out for Mixu. And yeah, he doesn't even really need to mine gold. Sacred sites may be being pressured a little bit. Yeah, 1 sacred site is taken by the Rus, but the French knights down here should be able to kind of shut that down. And the mobile army here still doing their thing, getting in there and moving about with their horse archers, just looking for some fresh fish to hunt down. The French are going to be mixing in some of their unique crossbows, the arbalists here, and that will give them a little bit of stopping power. But again, I think basic archers probably slightly more effective overall. But they do have the heavy pavis, which does give them ranged armor. That's kind of an interesting tech, so maybe the pavis will help them fight against the horse archers with the 5 ranged armor it does provide, right? Making them very, very durable. It'll put them up to 7. So then these archers will only hit the arbalists for 5 damage. I really like that tech switch from the Mista, and now it looks like we might have a Royal Rumble on our hands as the French knights do pick off a couple units. Will they take casualties as the Rus army does retreat away, obviously not wanting to fight the French on their own terms, and probably just going to be pulling back. And really, Mixu doesn't need to take a fight. Like, he can just keep getting map control here, but the Mista is doing a good job pressuring these sacred sites too. Like, he's fighting well on multiple fronts, and if he's able to win this game, despite being down 5 relics, I'm going to be incredibly impressed here. That is going to be pretty serious stuff. So how many horse archers do we have? 20. It looks like it's going to be an Imperial Age push, I would imagine. Let's look at the banked resources for the old champion here from Mixu. Not too much food. Yeah, setting up a ton of farms. Obviously, that wood advantage that he accrued earlier is going to be allowing him to get a massive food economy going. And yeah, the horse archer's doing a little bit of poke, but you got to be careful. You don't want to mess around and take too many losses in these little skirmishes here. Look at this, the Mista cutting them off with the archers. They go around the pass, and that's going to be some serious casualties. And now it's starting to get to the point where Mixu maybe is going to want to start producing some heavy military, although up on the top side, it looks like he's skirmishing with these French knights as well. So battles on multiple fronts, but overall, yeah, and a warrior monk goes down as well. That was a huge win for the French there with that little encircle, able to get some really, really nice picks. So yes, somebody in chat asking, the Rus horse archers cannot shoot 360. As a matter of fact, they can only shoot when they're facing in one direction. They can't shoot while they're running. Whereas the Mongol horse archers, the Mangudai, can do that. But again, the Rus horse archers are a little bit stronger, being a castle age unit. But the Mangudai, of course, can do a little bit more efficient eco-harass with their ride-bys. But the Rus horse archers, in my experience, are a little bit better in like a straight-up fight. So the veteran Royal Knights moving up, looking to hunt some of the goodies down, and here some more of the Rus horse archers getting a little bit of fight in there. But overall, he's keeping the Mista kind of contained, and look at the food economy. I mean, this is so good. What kind of upgrades does he have? He does have the wheelbarrow, and he does not have horticulture yet. I would imagine that'll be coming soon. And you will see the income per minute as it pertains to food just skyrocket here for Mixu in just a minute. He's got 2 sacreds as well, getting 700 gold for free. Homeboy isn't even bothering with gold right now. He does not care at all. And pretty good refreshing of the lumber. You'll notice here that we have 4 lumber camps. The reason why is because as you mine further and further, or cut further and further into the forest, you want to build a new lumber camp to make sure that the drop-off route isn't as oppressive for your dudes. But Mixu, though he's in a commanding position, I'm very, very impressed here by Mista. Not, going down quietly. He is continuing to muster decent armies, getting picks on the Rus army. But I feel like the Rus are really going to take over. Yeah, you can see the food is really showing here, the gold and the wood. I mean, they're crushing the French in pretty much every regard as it pertains to economics. Now, the French military is still pretty resilient. They do, of course, have 41 for the Rus. And for the French, it's 44. So the military supply isn't that insignificant. But again, the economics of the French here is, the Rus is very, very dominant. Ooh, look at this, actually getting mangonel. So the dreaded mangoes are coming out. And the French are going to be setting up the triple siege workshop, double siege workshop, and more stables as well. Probably going to be the age of Springalds. Springalds will probably come in because, again, mangonels are pretty intuitive counter against archers, right? And man, look at the Rus horse archers just bullying the French off these sacred sites. They are not able to get there, and that is very, very nasty stuff. So are they going to be coming in? Yes, the veteran Royal Knights making their way downtown, and here comes the battle. The horse archers will be running, of course, and they cannot run and shoot. And the French Knights are picking off a couple, man. These little military picks that Mista is getting, I think, is just barely keeping him in the game. Now, is there going to be an Age 4? Current resources, it looks like Imperial Age might be going for the Rus somewhere. Am I missing this? No, not quite. A little bit of skirmishing, but I think the French have finally taken over the sacred site. The Pavise threat from the Arbalists here, of course, very, very substantial. A couple of Rus horse archers going to be going to do some eco harass in the corner of the map, and the French are also doing the same thing. These little plays are just such, game-changing things, right? It really occupies your opponent's attention. And here comes the warrior monk going to get lanced down horribly by those veteran royal knights, and now these bad boys will be moving in, probably taking away the sacred site, and also here up top, Mista is going to be taking away that sacred site as well. Very, very impressive stuff. Now, for the tech, yeah, looks like not too many, he did get lumber preservation, but not the forestry. And yeah, the farm economy here for the Rus has got to be popping off. Yeah, it is a little bit better than Mista's, but Mista isn't doing bad in food either. Where is he getting it from, by the way? Yeah, it looks like he had berry bushes back here. Very, very good harass here. The Rus horse archer is able to pick off a lot of these berry workers. And look at the difference in food now, 1,000 to 600. Yeah, the Rus really, really kind of posturing to go for that Imperial Age. And I do like the palisades being set up. It does prevent like the back door of the French Knights. What the Rus really want to do, in my experience where they really shine, is when the Rus are in Imperial Age, they have a network of kind of keeps and castles set up, and they can slow push you using their superior artillery. Rus have better springalds than the French. They have probably better, I don't know, it's hard to say. The French bombards do 20% more damage, but the Rus ones do, of course, have some crazy upgrades as well. But overall, I would say Rus probably have better artillery. Although the school of the school of artillery is pretty damn good, and I'm not as familiar with that. So here comes horse archers, going to be screening these guys out. One of the warrior monks will be paying the iron price, but nonetheless, the French Knights probably going to be dragged down here. A couple should fall to these horse archers. The horse archers do also have a really good Imperial Age upgrade, as here the warrior monk getting some nice cycle charging. Might be able to get that guy pretty close. And it looks like there is going to be a Springalden emplacement going down. So the Springalden emplacement is very, very good defensive shots. They can pick off many of these harassing units. In the middle, we do have triple mangonel backed by mass horse archers. What an interesting army comp. And yeah, there are going to be Springalds spam coming in here for the Mista. Very, very meta French. Basically just archers, cavalry, and Springalds, which should be changing this week. As a matter of fact, the big patch, which is going to be buffing spearmen and crossbows and other anti-cavalry units, is going to be coming out this week, and it probably will be nerfing French hulks. I don't know if there's going to be direct nerfs to French cavalry. I don't think there will be, because I think in buffing spears and crossbows, it does give you more efficient tools to deal with said threats, right? So look at this one hero French knight getting in here, just doing battle with the villager. The villager's like, oh, I'll take a giant lance in the back while I work this farm. No problem, guys. We are all good. So looking at upgrades here for the Rus, they did actually take a couple of the upgrades that benefit the Saint's Blessing. So they did take those to increase the duration. And it looks like Mista is going to be pushing across the map now, looking to get aggressive. But man, the Sacred Site control is just crazy good. He's been able to get those, despite the Mista wrestling them from his control. He keeps getting those. But oh man, this fight's going to be pretty big. Military supply for Mista is 59. And for the forces of Mixu, it is 70. Mixu's military should be quite a bit better in theory. But again, army comp is a big factor. And the Springalds could be really good if they're able to shut down those old mangoes. Now down here, yep, he's going to have to unify his army. He's got a couple warrior monks kind of chilling here. I would imagine they're just going to hang tight. More and more horse archers are coming in. Both players, of course, still in the castle age. Score is pretty far apart. I mean, Mixu is definitely just crushing it in terms of eco. Mista is getting through 300 food a minute now, and Mixu is getting 1,800. God damn, that is crazy, crazy advantage. And on top of that, he's got 5 relics just going deep. And if he's able to get Imperial Age, this game's 100% over. The Rus will just get Streltsy and Springalds and just win. And look at the big shot from the triple mangoes, punishing the French Knights. And I feel like the French are going to have to pull back. They're just getting crushed in so many aspects of this game right now. Man, really, really impressive performance here by Mixu. And the Mista, of course, as well, you know, not losing the game early. Like, he could have just lost to this mass horse archer build, but oh my god! The mangonel shots! So much damage! And the French have got to retreat now. This is a losing fight, 100%. The dreaded Rus scouts are going to be sent in and sacrificed, but the horse archers just pouring in legion. And they are tearing through these units while the mangonels continue to get massive shots on these units. But the French are holding pretty firm. Of course, the springalds do give you some good stopping power. The mangonels are forced back, and now the Rus are getting springalds of their own. Horse archers still melting through the knights, and I think they're going to be able to just bump and grind through this front line, honestly. And yeah, now this whole army is probably going to get crumbled. And the villager pull. The villagers coming in, going to start torching the springalds. That is huge, right? Just getting value out of these 14 villagers when you already have a ton of extra villagers is just so nice. And that is going to have to be GG. It looks like the Saint's Blessing is going down as well because these attacks, giving them extra +3 damage. Man, that is brutal on this number of horse archers. They're doing 17 damage a pop. And the French army is absolutely destroyed by the Rus. And that is going to be game 1 going to Mixu. GG, well played. Man, what a match. Super impressive gameplay. Super impressive gameplay. And now we're going to be seeing the next match. So players cannot repeat civs. And we will see what they do for their picks and bans. But yeah, the relic control, he was getting 500 free gold a minute. Just was really, really ahead for a lot of that game. After he got Castle Age, you could see here, you know, Misto was actually a little bit ahead before Castle Age. But man, once he got all those relics and sacred sites, he just went crazy and really climbed that old bracket right there. So GG, well played. That is going to be game 1 in this best of 3. So we will see who emerges victorious in the next match. So let's hang tight here and just wait for the next game. Yeah, impressive. Impressive game. So let me go ahead and check with the other players. Looks like they're all good. And yeah, looks like we're just kind of waiting. And let's see who's made it to the top side of the bracket as well. So do we have our players? We do. Ooh, so you guys are actually probably going to be treated to some Holy Roman play today. So we do have our top 4 players. It's going to be Matiz coming in for the Emperor. He is a Holy Roman main. And I would imagine we're going to be seeing him play them in the top 4 of a tournament, which is very, very exciting. And he's going to be facing off against Black Widow, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a StarCraft Grandmaster. And yeah, Black Widow, thank you again for giving me the excellent feedback earlier pertaining to the rules. Was able to make some adjustments. And here we go. All right. So this is your top 4 for today. We're going to be loading into the next match in just a second. So just hang tight and we will see what they do. We will see what they do as they get this next game going. Yeah, man, impressive game. Impressive game. I think the French needed some extra pressure early because the Rus got like, that was a mega greedy Rus build. I don't think I saw a single military unit at all in the feudal or the Dark Ages, like nothing. And the French were producing some units, right? So I think the Rus got away with it, and man, they just went rampant there. Yeah, HRE for Mixu next round and gain all the relics. HRE can get relics pretty quick too, because they can get a really fast Castle Age using the Aachen Chapel, and then from there you can have prelates on standby, basically just sitting next to the old goodies there, which is going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be great. Thank you all for joining, by the way. It's been a fun event so far as we load into the next match here in just a hot second. Let me just make sure the players have no questions. Looks like they're all good. And let me go ahead and tease and just going to message the other players. Congrats on top 4. You'll be starting as soon as series ends. Please. Perfect. So, just confirmed with the other players that they are good to go. Yeah, the relics were brutal. I mean, he got all 5 relics, guys. That is super nasty. Super nasty. 500 gold for free, and on top of that, Tithe Barns? That is just brutal. Hey, Black Widow, thank you for the ad. Looking forward to seeing you in action, my friend. And here is Black Widow. We can actually take a look at his profile and see what his old ratio looks like. So let's switch back on over to the best of 3. Here we go. And yeah, so this is another player in the top 4. So this is the Black Widow. It looks like he practices mostly in custom games. Yeah, he's been probably practicing for the tournament in custom matches. But yeah, nonetheless, let's see what his quick battles look like. Yeah, very, very solid. And he's going to be facing off against, I don't know if Matiz has me added yet, but I'm sure he will in just a second. We can get that started. So, all right. They are now loading into the match. Let's get this party started. It is going to be the Mista versus Mixu in game 2. Who will win this dreaded duel? We will find out. Dippa, wouldn't miss it, Turin. IMO, you are you're a good Age of Empires 4 broadcaster. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. That means a lot, my friend. We're here to stay. It's going to be the Mista on the Mongols and Mixu on the English. Should be quite a bit of fun. Of course, players cannot repeat civs in my tournament. I know it was a little bit different in some of the previous ones, but I like to make players play different civs. I know the Genesis tournament had it in such a way that they could play the civ if they lost with it, but see, the thing is, perhaps we would just be seeing, like, if Mista lost with the French, we might just see the French again. And I think it's a little bit more interesting to have them play a different civ, even if they lost with it. Now, when you get into like best of 7s and best of 10, like really long series, I think it makes sense to let them repeat civs. But for like a best of 3 and best of 5, I don't think you need to. Brandon Morton missed yesterday's stream. So happy to catch today's. Keep it up, Turin. Brandon, thank you for the $9.99. Greatly appreciate it. And here we are. This is best of 3. The grand finals are best of 5. Correct. Correctamundo. Pretty late for these players. I think it's, yeah, like what, like 9:30 where they live, give or take? I think in Greece. I think it's +10 or +9. I can't remember. Nonetheless, spawning on the northwest corner here of the Mongolian heights, it's going to be Mixu coming off a victory in game 1 as the English. Down in the southeast, it's going to be our Mongol champion, the Mista, who of course got 2nd place in the big Genesis tournament. Of course, did drop the series to the Viper, but nonetheless was able to get there and do very well for himself. Now, this map does have some good river action, of course. A lot of fish here. I mean, this is a ton of food, right? And 1,000, 1,000, 1,000 for the shoreline fish. Now, it's not necessarily about the amount of food that's here. I mean, it is a factor, of course, but the reason why early fishing is so powerful in this game is because it's like having a second TC, basically, right? You're getting your villagers producing here who can work on any resource you want, but then you're getting a dock, which is essentially producing food villagers. So you're getting, double eco. Whereas if somebody doesn't play the river, they can't really match you until they get a second TC in the Castle Age, which is going to put them substantially behind. So that is hopefully a little bit of a kind of a good analogy for you, but we will see. Turin, love the new UI, but could you switch the player names around so that the left player on the UI is the left player on the map? I could, but not during the game. I'd have to minimize and go into the client. I'll see what I can do. I will see what I can do. The Mongols are actually quite good on the water because basically the Mongols start with a little bit of extra wood to build their OVO. So the Mongols can get early stables up to really, punish the enemy docks. They can get early spearmen up. They can really go crazy with early aggression, which allows Mongols to control the river. Now, England can do a good job as well, right? They can use their longbowmen to defend. They can get outposts up and get the network of castles. Both of these civs actually have some nice tools for river control here. So we are going to be getting, whoa, look at this. A Dark Age barracks coming up for the English. And I actually played against an English player on ladder last night. Granted, I'm not near the skill of these players, but he did something very similar. And England cannot get spearmen in the Dark Ages, but they can actually get men-at-arms, the Vanguard men-at-arms. So I think he's probably going to use those to deny the river. Yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So basically, it looks like both players are going all in on denying the river, which is hilarious. Is anybody going to be trying for it? Or are they just going to be playing like land-based economies? Look at this. Yeah, they're already mining gold here. Like, I feel like both players are so afraid to take the chance of losing the river in the beginning that they're both just like kind of not doing it. Okay. This is going to be kind of interesting. I really like Mongolian Heights. I don't really know what the excuse me. I don't really know what the competitive perception is of this map, but I actually think it's quite a good map here. So the old scout's going to be pulling back, getting hunted down by the Mongolian scouts. And there is a Vanguard men-at-arms coming out. So the dreaded Dark Age men-at-arms going to be rushing across and probably looking for docks, right? But there aren't going to be any. Oh my god, this is going to be very, very strange. So somebody in chat saying English are the best counter to Mongols. I don't know. England has some good tools against them for sure. I feel like Rus are actually becoming good against Mongols with that build we saw last game. With the mass horse archers and mass scouts, I feel like that build can really punish the Mongols pretty hard. But again, the longbowmen aren't bad against Mongols for sure. Because Mongols' second age units can't really fight longbows super well. Like horsemen, Mangudai get absolutely wrecked by them. So overall, I can certainly see where you're coming from, my friend. Certainly see. Could you show Mista's resource balance? Absolutely. So we can see here, Mixu's going to be getting up to that Castle Age, or excuse me, Feudal Age, probably a little bit quicker. He's got a nice food bank, although both players are very, very kind of bare bones on gold here. And look at this, nice harass in the back by the Mongols. And if he's able to kind of keep him off gold here and then establish a river economy of his own, that's going to be very strong. Yeah, the English villager, of course, whipping out her bow and dropping some shots, but not able to do too much. Gabriel, finally have a free weekend to catch you live again. Happy birthday, the old chap. Thank you so much. Is your picture that you have there, it looks like Tom from the original MySpace. A little bit. Hey, really appreciate that, man. Thank you so much for the donation. And now we have the river battle. So England is going to be forcing the river position, using their Vanguard men-at-arms to try and defend this. But are they going to pull back here, or is this villager going to be getting sniped? Oh, that's going to be a super annoying snipe as the horsemen move in. And a couple of the men-at-arms are going to be trying to stop this, but very, very good control by the Mista. He's able to take out that villager, and these poor, heavy lads, these big, thick boys here, not quite able to catch the Mongolian horsemen, especially with the Khan nearby. And some very annoying poke and cycle charging from the Mista as well. And more horsemen are coming in. The Mongols are not even looking at this gold vein right now. They are just all in right here to try and push them back. And England is going all in for the river, which I certainly like, but you don't want these villagers to move ahead. You need to kind of keep them on top of the men-at-arms. It's going to be very micro-intensive, but if you can get this dock and an outpost up, I think England could perhaps pull a pretty substantial advantage, but that dock needs to be finished stat. So the outpost is being built. Villagers trying, but the horsemen going in once again. The Mista is showing some incredible micro here. Now going to be trying to power build this outpost, but the men-at-arms aren't super great against horsemen. I mean, they're not bad, but it's going to take him a hot minute. But if this outpost does manage to get up, that is going to be super clutch. So super high octane game here in the beginning as we have this fight for the river. England still producing men-at-arms here. And it looks like they have successfully blockaded this position. And now the horsemen are going to be torching down the barracks there. But I think England is going to be getting the dock up, which is so strong. And now the dock's going to finish. There's going to be a good fishing fleet. And that should give him a little bit of an advantage. Mista just banking food and mass-producing horsemen, it looks like. But yeah, the deer stones are going to be coming out. Looks like he did switch to gold during all that. And we are going to be seeing the feudal ages here for the Mongols as the English really push the river super hard. And yeah, look at the horsemen just swarming all over these guys, man. Yeah, the Mista apparently is the great Khan here this game, as the outpost is now up. And if the Mongols do light this on fire, they're going to be getting some free resources, which is certainly not fun. And that's actually a pretty good counter against England in the Dark Ages, because England cannot build spearmen in the Dark Ages. And you want to know why? It's because England gets hardened spearmen for free, which actually blocks spearmen for them in the Dark Ages, which is pretty unfortunate for sure. I mean, normally it doesn't matter at all, but against this, it's like, yeah, that's pretty substantial. Now, is England getting gold? They are. And let's go ahead and take a look at the banked resources. It looks like England is not quite close to the next age yet because he's producing men-at-arms. Now, guys, all these men-at-arms, that's 100 gold worth of units there, and they're kind of getting wrecked by the Mongolian horsemen. And with really good micro, Mista is pulling back the injured ones, really just showcasing master class micro here as these men-at-arms get dragged into the pits. And obviously, if he just stood and fought, it would be a different fight. But Mista's control is so good. Look how many low horsemen he has right here. And he basically just dominates those men-at-arms and pushes England back into the base. But if anybody can recover from a bad, kind of situation like that, it's going to be, England. But man, this outpost and dock probably going to be falling shortly after to the horsemen of the Mongols. Yeah, insane micro. Insane micro. And for anybody just joining, currently Mixu is actually up a game. So Mista did lose the first game against Mixu. My UI has changed. I still have to add back the scoreboards. I should have it set for the next stream. So my sincere apologies for that. But just experimenting with new UI. But the Council Hall is going to be a great tool here. Mista has reached the old feudal ages. It looks like his landmark is going to be the Deer Stones. The Deer Stones, of course, does give the Yam Network aura. It unlocks the research. So pretty much you can get these big old Yam networks and all of your army is just going to be flying super speed around the map. The Horsemen for the Mongols going to be going to shut down the gold, but not too big of a deal. Honestly, I'm surprised Mixu hasn't pulled these guys back yet and just got them onto lumber to pay for the longbows. But yeah, might be a little bit of damage here. Probably going to lose 2 or 3 of them. Perhaps. But no, he responds very quickly, so that is going to mitigate his losses. Very well played. Very quick reaction there. But the river is going. It looks like it's garrisoned by 1 men-at-arm. The fishing is in full effect. Mista is crushing it pretty hard on food, and it looks like he does have a pasture set up. No, he just brought back the sheep, yeah, so he's got a ton of sheep right now. But the river advantage is for the English, so they will catch up over time. And the Mongols in the back getting some free resources. So every building they light on fire gives them 50 gold and 50 food, if I'm not mistaken. So that's really nice. And here comes the Council Hall. So the English really need to re-secure map control. They've kind of been pushed into their base a little bit. They're not able to get the resources they want. Ton of lumber here. I'm starting to think we could see an English all-in after this. Maybe seeing a bunch of, spearmen and archers and just a battering ram all-in. I think that's going to be something that we do perhaps see. But the Mongols still just pressing, really wanting to finish off this old outpost here. And it looks like they probably will. We do have a couple longbowmen who will, with good micro, be able to pick off a couple horsemen because they are a little bit, isolated here. England probably should also get a galley. A galley would be really good. It would be able to kind of protect this whole river situation. But again, it's very expensive, and he was pushed off gold here, so understandably he's not able to do that. England being pushed back by the horsemen. And the dock probably going to be falling shortly after, which is going to be brutal. He's going to be losing a ton of food economy. I mean, aside from this, England's food is pretty much in the pits. As far as the score goes, Mista is in a super dominant position right now with crazy horseman micro. I feel like the Vanguard men-at-arms really just didn't do the trick. They kind of got owned by these horsemen, and That's a big investment. I mean, he probably spent 200 or 300 gold on the early men-at-arms now, and now the English are going to be losing their food economy here in the river, which is going to be brutal. England's going to have to wrestle just tooth and nail to get this back. So how many longbows do we have? It looks like only 2. Hardened spearmen are coming out as well. Hardened spearmen will absolutely destroy these horsemen, who are still early horsemen. They're not even upgraded yet. He's not even bothering to get the veteran horsemen. Oh, no, wait, he did. Wait, did he? Why does it say Castle Age? Yeah, to get the... And these are... Oh, okay, the upgrade literally finished right as I looked at them, so that makes sense. Anyways, Mongols circling about, looking for some more raiding options. England going super all in on the lumber here. Probably going to try and push out and get another dock set up. Yeah, because that is so many boats there. And a couple spears are now mixed into the army. England looks like they want to push out. More and more longbows coming in. It looks like there's going to be another 4. And yeah, they have to get a good critical mass. Oh my god, brutal! Oh, this game has got to be over. Yeah, the step readout's coming up. So the Mongols, behind all that pressure, basically invested nothing more in military. This entire military force for the Mongols was all Dark Age based, right? They didn't invest anything into the feudal ages, except going to the next age. Now the step readout's going to be coming up, and they're probably going to get a blacksmith here and get the improved siege engineering and just push down the English. I don't see any way. And with that, I would do the same thing. That's going to be GG. The Mista with a dominating victory in the second game. And this is really interesting because both players have had a super dominant first game against the other one. Now we'll see what they play for the last match, which is going to be a blind pick, but they cannot repeat civs they played. But man, nasty, nasty Mongol play. Really denying the river. Yeah, because the river is so meta, right? Like playing for fishing is such a meta thing. So Mista's entire build was basically designed around, basically taking that out. Yeah, denying the river. And from there, he was able to get the big W. GG, well played. 1-1 series. Yes, it is upon us. Let us see how this next match goes here in just a second. And we'll see what they do. Thank you all for joining, by the way. Let me check with the other players, make sure they have no questions while we wait here. All right, so check the challenge page. I believe it's all here. Perfect. All right. And we'll get this next game going. Man, that was some brutal stuff. They can't repeat civs, for sure. But again, we could see like a French pick coming in from Mixu or something. For the next match, Matisse is playing, and I know he's a big Holy Roman player. I would imagine he'll pick them first. Yeah, that's probably not going to be in this series, but I think in the next one we'll see it. Yeah. Sean, are you Matisse? I just linked it in Discord there. Yeah, if that's you. Crazy dominant games from both players' sides, though, which is incredible. Yeah, I like that it's back and forth. But both games are so decisive. All right, so maps are... And let me go ahead and give the guys the maps. Perfect. Can do picks and bans now if you want. You guys start after this series. Alrighty, so for the third game here, the players are going to be doing a blind pick, which will make it a little bit quicker. Again, they can't play what they played before. We certainly could see some... I played a couple HRE games last night. I had some really nice games with them. Something finally clicked in my head about the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, I had some successful games. I was able to win a couple, 2 or 3 in a row last night with them. Dumbo Drop. It's 1-1 right now. I need to add the scoreboards back. Yeah, hold on. It's like, I love this new UI, but it does not have the score. I could try and do this. So 1 second here. Is there anything else I can do? Yeah, I could put like a little number near it, but that's going to look super janky. Yeah, I'll try and figure something out before the next series. It is 1-1 right now, though. Hopefully I'll be able to just kind of update you guys. Hey, every Chevy Chase. I greatly appreciate that, man. That means a lot. There's a lot of great commentators out there. Yeah. Add the match count. Yeah, I need to find a way to. Hold on. Let me see if I have any old assets in from my Total War days that I can add in here. And just hang tight. Let's go ahead and do it. Do it, Anakin. Spare with me for a minute, my friends. Going to be looking for some old assets I have, some old scoreboards, and see what we can add there. And where art thou? Stream assets. Do we have anything here? These are all the banners. Been doing this for years, man. Doing this for years. Yeah. It's got to be tricky. I mean, I could just like do it really janky. You guys want to see the ultimate power of technology? So, here we go. This is going to blow your minds. The amount of production quality. But if they, as soon as they start the game, I'm going to be jumping over. So, all right. Score player 1. And yes. Oh my God. Did you guys just see that number appear on the screen? Absolutely incredible shit. Screw the invention of the internet. This is where it's at. All right. Here we go. We can do it nice and janky like. I will eventually next week have something that's going to be a little bit better. So the scoreboard micro, did somebody call it that? Oh my God. Uh-huh. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Look at this. This one kind of blends in a little bit, but nonetheless, we should be able to get this going here. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Come on, you can do it, old man. Oh my God, that one just blends in because of the white backdrop there. But over the course of the game, it should stand out just fine. All right, let's pull you a little bit closer, pull you a little bit closer. And there you go. All right, you get the 1-1 there. Great stuff indeed. It's magic. It's magic. Hey, that's a classic font, all right? I'm speechless. Such quality. I know. I would definitely still use crowns if I could. Hey, at least we have a good UI this week, guys. We're slowly improving. Teaching this old dog new tricks is, you know, maybe we could change the color to be a little bit. Yeah, we could do like a nice orange here or something. There we go. All right. Whoa, where'd the UI go? Okay, just like disappeared for a second. All right, and score player 2. Let's change this. Do this. Oh my God, and it's like uneven too. This is like haunting my soul. That looks so bad. It's like bothering me so bad, guys. What have you done? Nonetheless, here we go. It's going to be the Rus in Game 3 being played by the Mista, and Mixu switching it up and bringing out the Mongols in the third match of the day. So, will we see the Dreadmeister Mista go for the Mass Horse Archer and Scout build, or will we see Mixu, you know, go in and just get aggressive? Yeah, it's going to be fun. So spawning on the northwest corner of the map, it's going to be our Mongolian player, Mixu, of course, winning the first game with the Rus against Mongols. And wow, oh my God, look how fast he's building that stable. That is like instant build. And for the Rus here, spawning on the southeast corner of the map, it's going to be the forces of Mista. Mista, of course, winning our first weekend tournament, the launch weekend tournament, and of course getting second place in the big Genesis event as well, going for a very, very quick hunting cabin right there. How's the scoreboard look? It's 1-1, guys. Next stream will be better. Appreciate the progress. Hey, you know what? We're getting the progress. It's great. Slowly but surely. GeoCities, dude, you're talking my language. I remember that. Yeah, I would tilt the numbers on purpose. I know. You would do it for sure. But a super quick stables. What is he going to be doing? I mean, there's no OVO set up yet. Looks like the stone has not been targeted here by the Mongols yet. But the early stables, I would imagine, will be packed up and moved over to the stone outcropping as soon as the time calls for it. But early aggression is going to be the case. Oh my God, I can't do it. I can't do that scoreboard, guys. I'm sorry. I just got to minimize. I look over and I see it, and I get haunted by it. We'll turn it on in between games so you guys can see. Yeah, it's haunting my soul. I'll find something better for the next stream. If you guys need to know the score, just ask me and I will let you know. The Mista score was bigger. It was driving me nuts. Yeah, GeoCities. Yeah, sorry, the scoreboard, at least you guys got a quick laugh out of it, but it's just too haggard. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Anakin. I'm too weak. Nonetheless, the stone outcropping is being set up with an OVO, and I would imagine the stable will instantly be packed up here for Mixu, and he's going to be moving it near the OVO right here. And for the Mista, he's got his hunting cabin. Very, very standard Rus opening. Just going to be hunting down the deer on the map as they fight here on... Whoa. Wait, is this Dry Arabia? Wait, is this no, it's not. This is High View. Okay. For a second, I was like looking at this like giant shrouded forest in the middle, and I was like, the map kind of looked like Dry Arabia. Yeah, so I was like, that is a very, very strange center point here. But nonetheless, this map vision is very important to know if your opponent's kind of lurking through the forbidden jungle here. You want to make sure, the forest, I should say. You want to make sure that everything's kind of in check. The Khan bringing back all ye old sheep, and down here, looks like the Rus, very, very standard. They do get their bounty going, so the Rus have managed to hunt a couple deer camps here. So let's go ahead, wrong button right there. And look at the, not income per minute, but banked resources. Okay, Mista is already ready to go to the feudal ages. I wonder if he'll go Golden Gate or Kremlin. I mean, probably Golden Gate. We saw how successful it was when it was used against him, and the Golden Gate is going to be the pick here for the Rus. And again, for anybody who's new to the game, the Golden Gate basically allows you to have favorable trades at a limited quantity based on incremental resources that you accrue. And here for the Mongols, early pressure, I mean, where's their landmark? Yeah, the Mongols are pretty low on resources. That is going to be a massive advantage for the Rus. Are we going to see trade routes? Oh, interesting. Okay. We could actually see the dreaded Mongolian trade economy. If you see the silver tree come up, man, if you don't interrupt the silver tree, the Mongols will just steamroll you. They will just absolutely steamroll you, which is pretty crazy. Where's the gold? Yeah, Mongols are now getting gold. You can see he's hitting it pretty hard. Mixu getting in there for the food and gold. Not really using that early stable. Like, we saw the early stables built up, but then, like, just no follow-up from it. I'm really curious what he's going to be doing with it. Maybe double producing early horsemen. I feel like you have to put some pressure on the Rus, because if the Rus are able to go fast Castle Age again and just get all those relics and map control and really, really just do their thing, that's going to be a scoreboard micro quitter. Gabriel, I love it, man. I love it. Oh, it's so good. But the Mongols pretty close, a little bit low on food at 288, but a couple more drop-offs should get them there. They now have enough gold. The Grand Theft of Venison, I think, will be on the menu here for the Rus. So obviously, Rus are producing scouts from their hunting cabins, which is pretty much a tell that you are going to be seeing the Grand Theft Venison. Will he queue up another scout instantly, or will he go right away to the professional scouts? Mista doesn't quite have enough gold yet. He could use his Golden Gate to trade for it. Maybe he will. He did use one trade here. I didn't see what it was for, though, unfortunately. Now, back across here, we do have a scout duel in the forest as the Rus are trying to get the wolf. Look, they're battling over the wolf. Oh, and it looks like the Rus got it. You know, I would say that's probably, of all the games I've watched of Mista, I think one of the strongest elements of his gameplays is micro. Like, you know, other players can match his macro. We saw that in game one, right? We saw Mixu really out macro Mista and was able to get the victory. But if you get into like little micro tangles in the beginning with Mista, where you're skirmishing, trying to have those like early horseman fights, like I feel like that's where he really, really shines and where he becomes the Terminator. So we will see. Now back in the base, we do have the Golden Gate coming up, and is he going to be going for berry bushes, or is he setting up another hunting cabin? This map is super good for hunting cabins because you can set them up in the middle of these big stealth forests, and you could just get a ton of gold. I'm actually curious how much gold he's going to be getting from that hunting cabin right there. So Deerstones is going to be here. It's going to be the Yam Network. No silver tree. I feel like the Mongol trading is it's so strong, but players really aren't doing it as much. Yeah, the silver tree has been really meta. Although, I guess the Rus do have the ability with their horse archers to shut down, and the scouts to really shut down the trade routes if they're not careful. You can lose map control to Castle Age Rus when they get the mass horse archer spam. In the meantime, Mista does hit the second tier of bounties. He's at 250, so he's going to be getting that 10%. Very, very good timing on that. You know, pre-6 minutes, certainly doing his thing. And yes, for anybody just joining, the score is 1-1 here in this series. Both players have won a game off the other. And another hunting cabin being set up. How much gold is this going to be giving? I bet you it'll be like close to 30 gold, which is going to be crazy good. All right, let's see. Let us see what's cracking. Mista is a great player, you're saying in chat. I believe he's Greek. Yeah, I think he's Greek. I'm not sure. Somebody will have to check. 35 gold a minute. That's a really, really good hunting cabin. Man, super cost effective. Now, in terms of the gold that hunting cabins give, it does max out at 250. So all of your hunting cabins combined cannot give you more than 250 gold a minute, which is still really good. It's like having 2 relics, right? Two and a quarter or something. You guys get the picture. In the meantime, the Rus scouts are just moving through the forest here, and they will be discovering the deer camp. Do we see the Grand Theft Venison being researched? It actually has finished. So the deer are going to be taken, the Rus will be cackling all the way to the bank, and it looks like a repeat of the earlier game. Are the Mongols going Grand Theft Venison themselves? It does not look like it. They do have a pasture economy going, which could be very good. The pasture was not built near the Ovo, which is a little bit strange, I guess more defensive, but it does produce sheep a lot faster if you have it near the Ovo there, so we will see. In the meantime, the scouts pushing up. The Mongol scout horde is going to need to get some of these deer because the Rus are just jacking all the deer on the map. Here there are 3 left, but they're going to get a ton of resources. The amount of food boom you can get from that is just gross. Hey, Street Lion, thanks for becoming a new member, and welcome to the Dukes of Haggard. Greatly appreciate it. And hopefully you're enjoying the stream, my friend. Hopefully you're enjoying it. So here they are. The Rus scouts bringing back the goodies. Taking a look here, you can see that we do have the 2 archery ranges coming up for the Mongols. Are we going to see a Mangudai build? No way. Mangudais kind of get wrecked by horse archers, the Rus ones in my experience. But again, it's a whole age ahead. But you can get upgrades to make them a little bit stronger. But are we going to be seeing Mangudai? No, he's packing up both archery ranges. Going to be moving them probably next to the Ovo for double production. And you know what I'm thinking is maybe Mongols are going to be doing some heavy aggression here in this feudal age. Yeah, okay, the Mongols have Grand Theft Venison as well. And they're able to get some deer off the map, so again, very similar to game 1 where both players went for Grand Theft Deer and they were able to get them back to the base. Although I think Mista might be slightly ahead on it. It looks like he's gotten like, Yeah, he has this deer camp down here. He's taking away his enemy's deer camp, and the middle one is being taken by the Mongols. So I think it'll be a slight deer advantage to the forces of the Rus. However, the pasture should keep the food economy going, and survival techniques has been accrued to get the extra harvest rate from the big boys here. So let's show you guys. So basically, villagers harvest hunted meat 20% faster or carry it faster. Yeah, and 15% faster, and they carry more, which if they're going for the venison build, it's very, very cost effective. So archers are being built. Yeah, look at this. He's mass producing basic archers, which is really good tech against the mass horse archer play, because basic archers are a good counter against that. Although the scouts can sometimes work as a bit of a meat shield, so it's a little bit tough to say. So the Mongols come down here to get the deer camp, but alas, the Mongol scouts are going to be sorely disappointed seeing that their Rus adversaries have gotten here first and have indeed taken the deer, although one deer was left there. The Rus scouts still bringing back deer from all over the map. Looks like they were able to hit this camp down here in the corner. And man, oh man, that hunting cabin gold. We got 34 right here. We got 35 right here. We have another 44 here, 39 here, and then there's another hunting cabin coming up for the Mista. God damn, he's going to be getting so much gold. And now the Abbey of the Trinity is coming up as well. And I don't think he's even mining gold. Look at this. Mista is not even touching gold. Yeah, he's getting some from his bounties and things like that, but not even bothering with it, man. Very, very impressive play, because by not having to bother with gold, you get better wood income, better food income, because your villagers are focused on that. Very, very impressed by that play. So the Mongols, though, not going to be taking that one. Going to be pushing up. Obviously, Mixu is a little bit ahead on score, but the fast castle age hasn't come into play yet. We are going to be getting siege engineering. Okay, the Mongols are putting pedal to the metal, bringing up the deer stones ever so slowly. That is not a turbo cart yet. He has not gotten the research to make this deer stone fast yet. In the meantime, the Khan is discovering the network of hunting cabins, and we should probably take a look at the Mongol perspective here. So this map has a lot of shrouded forest, a lot of sneaky kind of nooks and crannies where you can get lost and, you know, the big bad wolf can find you. But the archers are moving up. Battering rams will be coming in soon, I would imagine. Mixu only has 200 gold banks, so I don't see battering rams being terribly pertinent yet. But the deer stones are set up in the middle of the map, and the Mongols are going to be very behind in terms of tech, although Mista is going to be getting that fast castle age, and this Mongol army is very aggressive. I mean, let's look at the eco here, or the military, excuse me. 31 military for Mixu, and for Mista, man, Rus players are so greedy these days. So greedy. Yeah, look at that. And here they only have 9 military. But I mean, like, if he gets castle age and can start producing, you know, knights or horse archers, yeah, it's going to be the horse archer build. He's going to give Mixu a taste of his own medicine here, as the dreaded archery range spam is here. And the battle will be upon us. Oh my god. This is going to be interesting. Yeah, hunting cabins cost 100 wood. It's not a cheap investment. And I would really like to see the Mongol scouts actually start torching these hunting cabins. Very, very good play here by Mixu. This is incredibly smart. So we do have a battering ram coming in. Castle age has been reached by the Rus, and the first of the warrior monks are coming out. There's probably going to be some early knights. And oh my god, the mass horse archer legion is coming. This is going to be such a tough timing. We got 22 archers, the battering ram coming in. Are the Mongols going to be going age 3? I feel like they need to. I feel like this fight's going to be a disaster. Like, now that the Rus have castle age, although, I don't know, maybe they get some eco damage and that'll get him back in the game a little bit. Mixu's still ahead according to the score, but yeah, don't shoot the hunting cabin, get some of those villagers. It looks like he was using an attack move, and now he's going to be going after some villagers, getting a pick here, getting another pick. And these little picks here can get him back in the game, denying the lumber. It'll mitigate some of the production here. We have a couple of horse archers, but 4 horse archers aren't going to be super great here against mass archers buffed up by the Khan, who do also have the deer stones coming, so the deer stones are going to be set up. Look at that! He puts all of the archers in the battering ram. Oh my god. But guys, there are a ton of Rus scouts. Scouts are actually a very cheap way to, you know, get on top of the rams and do work. Another ram is being set up. Hunting cabin being taken out. The Rus scouts were able to torch 1, but oh my god, Mista has hunting cabins all over the map. Now he's getting into the food economy. More and more eco damage coming in. The Mongols' deer stone going to be giving him a lot of speed. Now their speed is going to be 1.44, whereas the horse archers are 1.62, so not even that much slower than the Rus horse archers, right? God damn! Mista is taking so much eco damage. All these villagers are kind of getting picked off on the flanks, and will they be able to get in on those battering rams? The battering rams are going for the houses now, probably attempting to supply block. And here comes the Mongol archers, shooting into what appears to be the villagers who are getting on the rams. More of the Mongol scouts are getting in as well. And the warrior priest is here, giving the saint's blessing to all of these units. The Mongols doing a little bit of scooting and shooting. What kind of eco damage have we seen? The Mongols did not take that much damage there, but is there going to be an age 3 follow-up behind this? That is going to be the really important question. The battering rams are kind of being used as a blockade. Here, the scouts are battling each other. Both players are basically just losing scouts. Nobody's losing actually substantial units. Mongols do not have any upgrades on their archers, so they did not go for the blacksmith upgrades like the ranged upgrade. It looks like it is coming in right now, so it's going to be very strong. And will the Mongols keep this aggression on? Is there going to be a Castle Age follow-up behind this? In the meantime, the Mista does have one relic. He has another warrior monk coming out, who I would imagine will be grabbing some of the goodies. And I think that the Rus will be able to hold this. Let's look at the economic damage that's been taken. Mista is down to 34 villagers, whereas Mixu is rocking 43. So, you know, a little bit of an advantage there, and it is notable for sure. This is a lot of aggression. Man, getting some nice picks here. Battering rams coming in, and it is forcing the Rus to kind of relocate many of their economic resources. But now that some early knights are getting mixed in, I feel like the archers could pay the troll toll. We'll see. So the archers are getting ready to fight. A little bit of scooting and shooting using the Yam network. I would imagine a new Khan rises. It looks like the Khan died relatively early in combat. Gonna need to focus down that early knight. He's gonna be getting a lot of DPS as the Mongol archers are forced back, but the battering rams on the other side are pushing in after the house as well. And he gets him in the choke point right here. The early knight getting very, very low, 52 HP. The damage upgrade is now done. So I think they should be getting a little bit more damage against those big boys. Here, some of the scouts are being picked off. The Mongols just going pedal to the metal here. And the Castle Age trying to end the game. In terms of current resources, yeah, the Mongols have no intent of teching. No intent. They're going to be trying to end this game here. And they've done good work. I mean, looking at Mista, is he supply blocked? He is! So the battering rams have actually supply blocked him. So currently, the military supply looks like he just got out of that supply block. But man, oh man, these rams have been quite aggressive. Is he going to be going after the blacksmith here? It's hard to tell. Yeah, it looks like a little bit of firepower going down that lumber camp there. The Khan is back, and he will be giving an attack speed buff. Look at that. He jumps the villagers in the ram, and now we got a Royal Rumble. Oh, this is going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Most of this army is scouts, though. There's not a ton of quality here. And now some of the horse archers are being focused down by the Mongol archers. But the warrior monk and the scouts in the front. And also, it looks like 3 early knights. And I think the Mista might be able to hold this. It looks like the blacksmith will be going down. Villagers are being pulled. They're going to be jumping on top of the battering ram. And the Mongol archers, their numbers are getting a little bit low. It looks like some basic spearmen are being mixed in as well. But the spearmen are just very, very weak compared to these Castle Age units. One battering ram is going down. And it looks like the Mista is going to be able to hold the Mongol aggression. Oh my goodness, what a great hold. That was a very, very tense game here. So there you have it. I think that the Rus will probably take over from here because behind this, Mista was also able to get some relics. So he's just ahead in so many regards. GG, well played. Man, that was pretty intense, wasn't it? Close game. So the Mista, the pride of Greece, able to claim victory. Very well played to Mixu, though. Mixu had a very dominant first game. I would say the most dominant game in the entire series was actually won by Mixu. But in the end, Mista has a very decisive victory on the river against the English, and then is able to claim victory here in the third match. So GG, well played. Let us go update the scorecard and have some fun. So we are in the top 4. The Mista will be advancing on to the grand finals against either Matisse or the Black Widow. So let us go ahead and get started with that next series right here. You can obviously see the score and some of those interesting metrics. And that is it. GG, well played. GG, well played. All right. So now we will get ready. Correct. In that best of 3. So you can't... Matisse versus Black Widow. Versus Black Widow. All right, getting it all set up. Feel free to start once you've added me. All right, did Matisse add me? Let's see if he's on my friends list. He is. All right, it is time for the Holy Roman Emperor to come in. You know, no scorecards. No, bad. No scorecards for us today. All right, and good luck, have fun. Make sure to have spec slot open. No delay. All right, so if you guys, I don't think we've seen Holy Romans picked in like a top 4 of one of these big tournaments in quite some time. But Mista is going to be going on to the grand finals to face the winner of this series here. Yeah. You know, that game was over though, guys. Yeah, I completely understand. Mixu probably couldn't have come back there. Now, against, you know, I feel like the Rus are taking such a greedy build. What if the Mongols went greed also and just didn't do any early pressure, built like 2 horsemen, and then just went for a big trading economy using the silver tree? I feel like that would be stronger even. Like, they could keep up with the Rus then. Yeah, you know, and like I've noticed that like every week or two since the launch of the game, there's always been something that everybody said is unstoppable. It was like English longbow ram pushes and like French knight all-ins, but these like really top-level players are learning how to defeat these strategies. And I think it's only a matter of time before, you know, they figure all that out. Ruben, feeling brave. 1-2 punches like a button, a bit scared. No worries. A gentle press of the like button will do. Ruben, appreciate you, man. Thanks for being a member for so long. God damn. Thank you. And Zuby, thank you for the $2 from Super Chat. Really appreciate that. Didn't see that before. Sorry, I was in the heat of the finals. And yeah, it's going to be great. So, have the players started yet? They will be getting in here any second. We have the dreaded Black Widow, who again, I believe is a StarCraft Grandmaster. And yeah, the Holy Roman Empire is one of my favorite civs too. I really do struggle against some of the more aggressive civs though. All right, so I need to update this. So just give me a second. Should have done this in between. And we can go ahead and do, one moment, my friends. There he is. We'll go to his profile, get the goods. And we are now updating our UI. Very good. So here are the win to loss ratios for these mighty champions as we load into the first game of the second best of 3. Let's see if it works. Hey, look at that. It updated itself. How cool is that? Daniel, thanks for becoming a new member. Welcome, my friend. And look at this. Oh my God, I'm so hyped. We have the Black Widow leading the forces of the Delhi Sultanate, facing off against the Holy Roman Emperor himself, Matiz, who's going to be coming in with the Holy Roman Empire. No surprises. Man, very, very hyped for this. This is going to be super fun. So we don't normally get the privilege to see the Chinese and the Holy Romans in the grand finals, but I think, you know, with Matiz here, perhaps we could see some off-meta builds. That is some delicious water, by the way. Will this live stream be put back on YouTube to be watched back? Yes, all of my streams always are, so no worries, my friend. You are completely covered. So the Mosque is going to be the initial build here for the forces of the Delhi, and going to be allowing them to get the good research quickly, the Sanctity, and also going for an early mill. Delhi often does this. They go for the berry bushes quick, and then they pull all the sheep in, and then they switch to the sheep later. So we're going to be seeing the wheelbarrow upgrade and Sanctity immediately being researched, and for the Holy Roman Emperor here, it looks like he did indeed get a prelate. He's going to be giving the Jesus all up on these workers here, and they're going to be enjoying it, man. You know, a little praise from the Lord, going to be making them work faster. We'll see how that goes, and yeah, I know I've advanced to the feudal ages of technology and UI here on the channel. We're getting there slowly but surely. So yes, Sanctity is coming out. This allows the Delhi Sultanate to capture sacred sites very quickly in the Dark Ages and Feudal Ages and get a massive lead. And honestly, I found that most Delhi games come down to whether or not you were able to deny them these sacred sites. Interesting choice though. Delhi actually going to be going for early gold. A lot of Delhi players go for early lumber instead and don't really bother with the early gold, simply because they want to get an early barracks out, get some spearmen, and build outposts near the sacred sites. But in this case, it looks like he is going to be getting some early gold and just maybe as a backup in case his sacred sites don't actually work out. Now for the Holy Roman Empire down here, it looks like the villager is still motivated. The prelate has been moved up here to motivate the gold workers, which is a very standard build order. Oftentimes the HRE will motivate their food workers till they get enough to go to the feudal age, and then they switch it over to the gold to basically get this going here. So I know I explained this earlier, but for anybody who's new to the game, the way that Delhi works is they get all their research for free, but it takes much longer. Now you can reduce this by garrisoning scholars inside of mosques, which makes it so that your free research can be done very quickly. So by the time you get to Castle Age with Delhi Sultanate, let's say you have 3 mosques that are filled to the brim with scholars, so 9 scholars in total. You're then going to be getting your research in like 1 minute. It's pretty much the same as other civs, and you can do some very good stuff and really do some good work. Hey, Damien, thank you for the 20. Thanks for all the glorious streams, mate. All hail the HRE. Thank you so much. Sorry, I don't know why that came in a little bit later, but thank you so much, Damien, for the donation. Really appreciate that. And we'll see what's cracking. So the double mosque build, interesting. And this is usually for efficient production. So you build your second mosque so you can immediately start on the efficient production, which honestly, these are the 2 best techs for the Delhi Sultanate. You have Sanctity, which is so good because you can capture sacreds early, but on top of that, they also give you 100% more gold. On this one, this allows you to put your scholars inside of military buildings and produce basically twice as fast. So your stable can count as double stables in the beginning in terms of efficiency and what you're producing, and it's very good. So the Holy Roman Empire is going to be teching faster. They are getting the Aachen Chapel, which is a really good landmark, and I feel like the Minework Palace has some applications for aggressive all-ins and early siege engineering, but most Holy Roman players that I run into, you know, and I actually have been trying to get better and better at the Holy Romans as I climb up in my ranking. I've been facing tougher opponents, and I've been struggling with the HRE a little bit. So what I actually do is I go and watch Matiz's games, and I've definitely learned quite a bit from watching him. So if you guys are looking to be Holy Roman players, this is definitely your man, and he is a solid player. Hey Turin, shouldn't the first mosque be in range of the mill? Yes, it should be. It's a little bit out. So this mosque probably should have been built a little bit further up here so it actually hit that mining camp. It's a very easy mistake to make, but not the end of the world. So we got 4 workers for the Delhi building the Dome of Faith. This is a landmark feudal age landmark that allows them to produce scholars at 50% less, which is great. So instead of costing 150 from your regular mosque, you can get them for 75 gold, which then allows you to fill up your mosques and your other buildings and really, really have a good old jolly time. Aachen Chapel, despite having less workers, should finish a little bit quicker, and I would imagine most HRE players go for a very fast castle age. They just pop that prelate in there, they use Grand Theft Venison, and they bring the deer back under the Aachen Chapel, because anybody who's under the Aachen Chapel, basically what happens is you garrison a prelate inside the chapel, and anyone within the aura of influence, which we should see in a second, that big circle there, is going to be working 40% faster and also gathering 40% more resources. So it's crazy good. He basically gets on top of that thing, grabs like a megaphone, and is like, work faster, you filthy peasants, for the Jesus. And, you know, they get in there and work faster, and that's the game plan. So, yeah, massive, massive buff here. You can see the extra carry capacity of 40% more, and they also gather 40% faster. So, yeah, very, very standard HRE build. This is actually the more meta HRE build that I've been seeing recently, where you go for a fast stable, and you build scouts out of it. And then the scouts grab the deer. You bring the deer underneath the chapel to get that extra 40% like harvest rate on those bad boys. And man, oh man, you can just go absolutely bananas. It is very, very strong. So the Dome of Faith is finishing. Immediately, we're going to be seeing some scholars. Man, you know what I'm really shocked about is no early sacred control. He's going for the sacred here in the feudal ages, right? The Black Widow is. Normally, you see them much, much sooner on these bad boys. Like, I think that the Dark Age sacred control is so goddamn strong, but again, maybe he's had a little bit of experience and his tournament experience, because again, he's a better player than myself, where he has been punished off the sacred sites and has been set behind. So instead, he's taking a little bit more of a conservative approach, a little bit more delayed with the sacred sites, trying to throw his opponent off. And now you can see scouts are coming out. So the Holy Romans will be getting some scouts and will probably be going for the Grand Theft Venison. And yeah, we see it. Professional scouts coming out, which is, it's so funny because in the earlier tournaments that we held for Age of Empires, in my experience, like the early deer camps were just not, or the early professional scouts wasn't really used. It wasn't until like, 3 or 4 weeks after launch where this started to become super, super meta here. Sacred site being taken, very, very nice. The HRE does have some mobility, but again, Delhi gets 200 gold a minute from sacred site, so it's basically the equivalent of having 2 relics. I really do also like the outpost setup here. I think getting the arrow slits can help you hold that position. Could also wall it, just make like a big wall around this if he's got the extra wood, but we will see. So Delhi going for early horsemen. Are they going for Grand Theft Venison? It looks like they are not. They're going for a more traditional economy, getting a wheelbarrow as well as horticulture just to get the gathering rate. So it is going to be Grand Theft Venison versus the Sacred Standard Farming. So yeah, that Sacred Tide is taken. That's going to be a ton of resources. The Delhi Horsemen going after these scouts. And in the meantime, the HRE building another stable here. And I've actually seen this become a thing. Like, I would always have a huge, huge hard-on for getting mass men-at-arms in the feudal ages and just having fun with that. But I really do like the stables for map control and vision. And then you switch to men-at-arms when they're actually good in the castle age, right? You know what I'm shocked about? Says EP in chat. Matisse is ranked 69, and I haven't even made a joke about it. Damn, he is ranked 69. I can't see it. It's really, really small on my second screen. That's what she said. But nonetheless, very, very impressive. A solid ranking. If I were Matisse, I would never play another game again. But this is something you cannot let Delhi do. If Delhi's able to just take you to the Delhi shop and get all over these sacred sites in the beginning, like this scholar, he is just walking through the park. He's whistling. He's enjoying the chirping of the birds in the trees. There's absolutely no stress for this guy. And he's moving across and just doing whatever he pleases. And that's going to be 600 gold a minute if you don't shut this down. So here are the horsemen going to be jumping on that sacred site. But now this sacred site's been taken as well. It looks like Delhi going to be coming down with the Dread Legion of horsemen. So the Black Widow looking to push Matisse off this outpost right here. We will see. And here it comes. Yep, getting the charge. Delhi should be able to get the sacred site. They need to move on top of it because if the horseman... Oh, he could also just garrison in this outpost here. Yeah, probably just garrison, the scout in there and then fight him off. Yeah, man. Oh my god, he's going to get all 3 sacred sites. That's going to be tough. That is going to be really, really tough, man. That's 600 gold a minute for free. And HRE can compete with this in the Castle Age with the Regnitz Cathedral, but overall, I feel like the HRE is really on the back foot right now. Like, really, really on the back foot. We have a little bit of a horseman duel. I think the horseman advantage does lie for Matisse here. And still, though, Delhi can fall back to those outposts, man. They could just jump in those bad boys and just poke off the enemy horsemen. Now there's going to be a horseman for Matisse trying to take this sacred site back. Looks like he should be able to get it. Although a Delhi horseman is just right on top of him here, man. Really, really good control here by Black Widow. Just massive, massive dominance in terms of the sacred sites. And yeah, That's 600 gold a minute. Matisse is going to be falling so far behind if he doesn't get Castle Age up quick. He does have the Grand Theft Venison, though, so he does have the food advantage, probably. Yeah, Matisse is currently doing pretty good on food. Yeah, he's killing it. But the gold is going to be hurting so bad because Delhi is just going to go into the Castle Age here in a minute, and then what they're going to do is just get men-at-arms with the curved swords and probably push down. And now look at this. I mean, the timer is going. We can't see it, unfortunately. I think it's unfortunate that spectators can't see that, but yeah, Black Widow is just in control right now. Maybe he's going to have to mix in some spears to fight this. The HRE cavalry are upgraded, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the Delhi ones are. You can see they do 10 damage, so it looks like they do have 1 attack upgrade in melee. But overall, man, this is a scrappy fight, but like the Sacred Sites are just laughing all the way to the bank. Yes, Delhi is certainly enjoying themselves right now. And what I like to do against Delhi is build outposts on top of their Sacred Sites. So then if they come and try and get it, you're able to kind of deny them. But in this case, they were just allowed to take those. And the HRE Horsemen, we got 11 against how many? Against 10. But there's a scout mixed in. Also, the outpost advantage is pretty substantial. Maybe he'll rotate over here. But this is so much gold. This is so much gold. Yes, the number next to the players up on the UI is their ELO rating. So it says like 1600. That's pretty good. If you're like above 1500, you're in the top 200. If you're like 1400 or higher, I think you're like in the top 500, give or take. Yeah, so you're in that ballpark. So Matisse does have his horsemen roaming about, but now Delhi is going to be summoning their true spirit here and building walls all over the map and really just securing those Sacred Sites. You can see the villager hustling across here. He's going to be trying to take the Sacred Site, but like Delhi's just all over him with these horsemen, man. Is there Castle Age tech? It looks like a mosque is being built. Currently, we have how many mosques that are filled? Just one. One scholar has been put in that stable to essentially double produce horsemen. And now he's trying to torch down that outpost, but goddamn, this Delhi defense of the Sacred Sites is so strong. It is so strong. Brutal stuff indeed. Now, how is the Holy Roman Empire going to catch up? They do have the double barracks coming out. That will allow them to get a lot of spearmen, most likely. Are they going to be going Castle Age? They are mining gold, and it looks like the HRE is about ready to go. I mean, they have 800 food banks right now. I think, oh no, that's actually income per minute. Okay, HRE is probably going to get Castle Age first. That's going to be their big advantage. If they can get Castle Age and also get relics, maybe. So we got 15 horsemen against less for Delhi, but Delhi takes almost no casualties there. The Regnitz Cathedral is going to have to be a fully armed and operational cathedral. He's going to need all that religious power he can get. The cathedral is coming up, and Delhi has not started on their Castle Age yet, so despite all the gold they're getting, there is a window of hope here for the forces of the Holy Romans. But they're really going to need to make sure they get that back. They get that Regnitz online. If they don't, probably just going to be GG. If the Regnitz doesn't manage to get any relics in it, you need to start making prelates and get them ready to go gather relics on the map. It's going to be pretty huge. Nonetheless, the HRE looks like it finally might be able to take down a Sacred Site, which has got to feel pretty good. I mean, the timer is on them, guys. I would imagine that the Sacred Site is like only a couple minutes away from capturing. Yeah, and now spearmen are going to be coming out. Yeah, it looks like some spearmen are being produced. No, not yet. He doesn't even have hardened spears yet. He has soft spears at this point, but the HRE able to push back the Delhi horsemen. Of course, the upgrades are now finishing for the Delhi, though, so their spearmen will be about just as strong. And it looks like the Sacred Site is going to be taken, but Delhi's bringing a couple spears over. And man, if they could just keep denying this, that is so brutal, man. The sacred gold he's getting, oh my god. Black Widow, though, has so much gold banked, but his food is not super hot. Is he going into the Castle Age now? He is. The House of Learning is coming up. Regnitz Cathedral is going to be finishing. That gold advantage is so substantial, though. Pretty good cavalry micro, though, here by Matisse. He's pulling back. He's getting the picks. You can see Delhi is taking more casualties, but having a couple spearmen mixed in does give him a pretty big advantage in that fight. But guys, the sacred victory could happen. It could happen. Red Infernal says, don't mind me and my mind-blowing sub 1100 ELO. Oh, no worries, man. That's not bad at all, dude. That's not bad at all. That's really... I mean, it's a new game. You'll get there. You'll get there. So we got more and more barracks coming out, probably to get the big Chungus men-at-arms, and the new age has begun for the Holy Romans. That Regnitz Cathedral needs to get some relics right now. He's under so much pressure, though, because the timer for the sacred sites is, you know, in full effect. And now men-at-arms are being pumped out. I would imagine we'll see the two-handed upgrade first, because there's not a ton of armor for Delhi, but there will be soon. The House of Learning will be finished in just a moment, but goddamn, the sacred control is so goddamn strong. And where are the prelates going after the relics? So this guy's going to go walk and grab the relics over here. There are two of them. There's one over here as well. So getting those is going to be just of the utmost importance. So Black Widow's now in Castle Age. Immediately going to be starting on the Honed Blades, which does give their men-at-arms and knights +3 damage. And now he's just producing Lancers? Yeah, Delhi's going to be getting elite Lancers. And if the HRE does not have the upgraded men-at-arms with the maces, they're just going to get destroyed. So relics are being grabbed. Is one being brought back, or is he going for the far relic? Looks like this relic is ignored for now. Maybe he doesn't see that. The HRE is just so behind right now. Look at this. Oh my god, the Great Delhi Wall, dude. Look at this. The Wall of Doom. It's getting set up here. And the HRE is going to be pushing, but Delhi's just going to roll in with like big, thick Delhi Lancers right now. These boys are coming in and they're going to give some serious hurt to this Holy Roman army. But the sacred site is being neutralized. Is this a shimmer of hope for the Holy Romans that will reset the 10-minute timer until they lose the game? One of the relics is being brought back here. The Aachen Chapel is still getting a ton of food. And, oh, is he going to get it? This is going to be close. You got to fight here. You got to stand and fight this. The sacred site needs to be taken away from the Delhi. Delhi does have its Lancers coming in. The Great Wall is still being built. And the Holy Roman Empire will endure a little bit longer. They can breathe slightly better now. They are able to get that sacred site away. And the men-at-arms are going to be trying to shut down the wall, but the Lancers will be here soon, and that's when it's going to get pretty real. You can see the Delhi Lancers are already in the base, and the HRE men-at-arms do not have the mace upgrade. Yeah, it's 51 seconds away, so they're going to be pretty inefficient against the Lancers, although there are some Spearmen out. Spearmen, even though they are of a weaker age, will be okay against these heavy cavalry. So, the sacred site has been taken. The dreaded Delhi Wall is being built, and oh no! Friar Tuck isn't going to make it back! Those Lancers are just going to give him the business. X going to give it to you. Yeah, 100%, man. And down he goes. So, HRE Horsemen trying their best. Looks like men-at-arms are coming out. When the mace upgrade is finished, they'll be able to fight a little bit better here. The Regnitz Cathedral is partially online, giving them a little bit of gold. Friar Tuck's cousin here needs to go grab this relic. Father Time needs to move over there and do it. We will see. More and more men-at-arms popping out. Delhi has partially taken some L's here in the back. As you can see, the HRE Horsemen are now getting a little bit aggressive, pushing in and able to do some decent work. Granted, there is a Lancer in here, so the Lancer should be able to take down these Horsemen most likely. And now the HRE Horsemen are going to be on the run. They have done a little bit of eco damage, and I believe the food lead is still pretty good for the Holy Romans. No, actually, the food has been taken over by the Delhi, so pretty much advantage across the board to the Delhi Sultanate right now. Although the Regnitz has kind of evened it out, because currently the Delhi are getting 400 gold a minute from Sacreds, and the Regnitz Cathedral should help even that out, because now they got 2 relics in there, and it's going to be 600. Man, if the Holy Romans are able to come back after having Delhi hold sacred sites for that long, I'm going to be massively impressed. So over here we got more horsemen looking to jump on top of the scholar. Very, very good pick here. The Delhi scholars are track stars, but this guy should go down to the horsemen. So the Holy Roman horsemen take that bad boy down. Delhi still cackling all the way to the bank as they just produce mass knights and good quality units. Not going for men-at-arms themselves, but some of the Delhi lancers are dragged down by the big mace-wielding infantry. Are we going to be seeing the two-handed upgrade soon as well? Does not look like it. Looks like it's just the mace for now. This prelate needs to go grab that relic over here. It's haunting my soul seeing that relic there, but yeah, I'm sure he'll get his bearings and get on that bad boy. So some of the infantry pulling back. The Delhi Lancers obviously get some big damage on the charge and able to break through some of those infantry. One of them does fall here, but overall the Lancers are performing very well against the men-at-arms on the cycle charge. Big Ant! X gonna give it to you? Yeah, it's pretty sad. I think DMX actually passed away. DMX was pretty popular when I was in high school. I remember at my track and field and football practices, there was a couple guys who would be bumping DMX on their... and we actually had boom boxes then, so we didn't have like, you know, I guess portable devices that could play music aside from the boom boxes. So yes, that is that. Correct, I am the only caster today. Although anybody's welcome to cast my tournaments. I always say that. If anybody else wants to cast, like, they don't have to promote me. They don't have to do anything. You just jump in, have them add you as a friend, and you are more than welcome to cast my tournaments. You do not need to promote me or do anything. Just feel free to cast it. Just have fun. Treat yourself. So, farm economy is going up, being built near the Aachen Chapel, which is going to be giving a pretty good little farm boom here. Matisse with some really annoying harass here on the flanks. Douglas from Total War to AoE. Turin, you make both games so much fun to watch. Will you be diving into Elden Ring? I might take a look at it. And here you can see a couple of these scouts shutting down the other sacred side on the other side here. Yes, they are doing it. Now the Delhi are doing a big ride by in the base, and the HRE men-at-arms are kind of struggling to keep up with them a little bit. Yeah, that is a lot of Delhi armor, man. That's going to be tough to stop. And with that, Matisse actually withdraws from the game, which makes sense. He only had a couple of men-at-arms here. His economy's in shambles. There's heavy Delhi lancers all up in his base, and that is going to be GG well played. And Delhi will be claiming victory against the Holy Romans in Game 1. It was a good match. Just, you can't let Delhi have those sacred sites. Like, he banked so much gold. Just so much gold. Yeah, with 18 batteries in it. I know. Yeah, those are some wild times. So Game 1 goes to the forces of the Delhi Sultanate. GG, well played. What if I cast in literally 500 ELO and don't know anything? I don't care. Just have fun, dude. Yeah, if you enjoy casting, whatever. Get in there. Treat yourself. Treat yourself. All right. So, we will get into the next game here in just a hot second. We will check in with the players and make sure they are all good. The Mista waiting atop a throne of skulls in the grand finals. That is game 1 in this series, and now they're going to be doing their picks and bans for the second round. See if they have any questions. Oh boy. We're up soon. All right. Very good. No questions. We're all set. Yeah, I think the French need to be nerfed after that game. Clearly, they were so dominant. Yeah, the early map control was just too strong. If that is like Delhi's biggest strength. If you let them get sacreds, you're just gonna have a terrible time. You're gonna have a terrible, terrible time. HRE is definitely like you can win with them, but yeah, I don't know. Like his build was really good, but the Delhi were just so far ahead with the gold. Yeah, they're so behind. Currently, the score is 1-0. So the Black Widow is up 1-0 in the series. It's best of 3, and the grand finals are best of 5. Why no Warhammer stream tonight? I could have sworn you said earlier Saturday would be a Warhammer stream. No, I didn't, Rusty. But I will be doing a Warhammer stream. I'm going to be casting the Polish the Polish World Championship. So the Polish community in Total War Warhammer is hosting a big tournament, and I'm going to be casting the grand finals for that. And yeah, as soon as I get hands-on gameplay for multiplayer in Total War Warhammer, I'll 100% be going hard on Warhammer again as well. Yeah. Stretch for Turin. Yes, it is my stretch break. My old hands. If I could turn on my webcam right now, I'm currently I'm not decent, or else I would turn it on and show you guys. Man, I have so many scars from my surgeries. My hands are so messed up. Curse the Baggins. All right, we're getting into the next match. Here we go. Game 2. It's going to be Matiz on the Rus facing off against the Black Widow on the Mongols. So let's get this party started. Have some fun. Good luck to these champions. And let us see who shall emerge victorious this day. Yeah, the Mongols come from the shadows. How good is your Polish? Oh, terrible. But I'm not going to be casting in Polish. I'm casting in English, but I probably know like 30 or 40 words in Polish. My wife is Polish, and my smoking hot wife, and I can I know a couple phrases here and there. You know, I've spent a lot of time in Poland with her family, and I picked up things, but for the most part, it's very, very bad. Got into Age of Empires 4 1 week ago because of you. Thank you. Alexander, glad to hear that, man. Welcome to the party. It's a great game. Simon Benjamin, loving the content as always. Off topic a bit. As a fan of dwarves and a sci-fi fan, have you tried Deep Rock Galactic? I haven't tried it, but I've watched it quite a bit. I watched Italian Spartacus play it a bit, and yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. It's sort of like Minecraft, right? Yeah, sort of like Minecraft. So spawning here in the southeast corner of the map, it is going to be our Mongol champion, the Black Widow. And the Rus is going to be spawning up in the northwest. It's going to be our Holy Roman Emperor coming off the heels of a defeat, but he is down and never out. It is the Rus and Matiz. So thank you all for joining. Let us know your predictions in chat. Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to win? The Khan trying to deny the deer, but for the most part, it looks like the Rus were able to get the deer because the Khan is only does 2 damage in the first age, so he's not very good at actually taking out deer. You can see the bounty, pretty much all of them went to the forces of the Rus there in that little deer exchange. Now, who's going to be playing the river is the question. Are we going to be seeing the dreaded river economy? Although we did see it earlier, and man, the Mista was able to punish that river so goddamn hard. He was just, yeah, it looks like we're going to see a similar build. So here, the Black Widow is going to be getting an early barracks, which means he can double produce spearmen. And the spearmen are going to be used to control the river and make sure that the forces of Matiz don't get to set up a fishing economy. Granted, if you're able to get like a single wooden fortress on the river, man, you can just cackle, and it's very, very tough to kind of remove that there. So most important in Polish, things are, yeah, dobre, yeah, of course. Yeah, Polish is a really, really tough language. I studied Japanese for many years. I studied Japanese for 4 years in high school because it was either Japanese or Latin, and I was terrible at Spanish, so I decided to take Japanese. But Polish is tough, man. Like, Polish is really tough. I actually think that Polish is a harder language to learn than ye old Japanese. So I do like that Matiz is not playing the river. It's kind of like a mind game thing, right? Like the Mongols have already invested in early spearmen. It looks like only 2 though, so it's not that big of a deal. Oh, but are they going to take control of the river? Yeah, I think they kind of have to though with that early investment, because look at this. Matiz is already going 2 minutes and like 25 seconds going to the feudal age with the Golden Gate. That is such a fast tech there, so he's really going to have to take advantage of that, but yeah, like Japanese for me was much easier. I don't know why. Yeah, Polish is a very, very tough language. Polish pierogi are one of the most glorious things on the planet for sure. Every time I go to Poland, the wife and I go to Old Town Warsaw, And they have this chain. I forget what it's called, but they basically they serve it's a pierogi restaurant, and I usually get like 3 or 4 plates full and just eat until I'm in a coma. Yeah, it's great. Good times for sure. Yeah, in retrospect, I kind of wish I had taken Latin, but I do enjoy Japanese. It was a very fun language to learn, and yeah, that's that. So the game is on. Blacksmith not producing anymore. The Mongols getting an early fishing economy, which of course will give them a little bit of a food advantage. Not right away, but if the game does grind on, it will add up. Here, the Mongol spearmen trying to get in, and look at that. They actually found a little bit of an opening to torch that hunting cabin, so that's got to be kind of annoying for sure. The hunting cabin could potentially die to a couple spearmen. Is he going to produce more spearmen off the heel of this opening? It does not look like it, no. It's actually just going to be to these 2 spearmen, and if they kill a hunting cabin, that's really good. I mean, that's 100 food gone. Now, the Rus and Métis will be reaching the Castle Age here very, very quickly, so here they come. Or excuse me, Feudal Age, and the Golden Gate is finished. They're going to be taking their opponents straight up in San Francisco as the Golden Gate Bridge finishes, and there it is. So now, is he going to do an immediate trade? Let's go ahead and look at his perspective. So the Golden Gate, as I've said several times on the stream, does give you supplies, favorable trades, but on a limited quantity here. So he only has 1 to use right now, and it looks like the wooden cabin was repaired. Now, the Mongols are fishing. They have a couple of fishing boats out in the river and going to keep producing quite happily there, looking at current resources. Currently, the Black Widow really not playing gold, but yeah, now he's long distance mining the gold because he doesn't have enough wood, which is rough. But now he gets the Gare built, and he should have no problems getting to the next age there and doing his thing. So we will see. We will see. Cloud says, try and say that. No, thank you. Dude, there's no way I can say that. That is so brutal. My wife's name is actually very, very easy to say compared to a lot of Polish names, which is great. And it's a very beautiful name. But, I didn't have any trouble saying that. But some of, so the friends we've met out there and some people, it's been tough. Some names I really struggle with for sure. So the archery range is set up. The Rus are going to get a single archer out, which will push back these spearmen. And the archery range is very pertinent anyways, because the very meta build against Mongols is horse archers. Getting to a fast castle age, getting relic control on the map, and just doing your thing there. But yeah, that's going to be the build for sure. I would imagine he's going to be using the Golden Gate to trade wood for gold, and then just harvest food, and just do that, and just go to the next age. So a single archer is out, and he does take down one of the Mongol spearmen, so that guy is going to be paying the iron price as he runs to the hills. Mongols, though, fishing like the heathen kings of old here. Yeah, look at that. Let's look at the income per minute. Pretty even, but again, the Black Widow is essentially getting double villager production, right? Because he's got his TC producing, and he does also have the dock producing. So the deer stones are going to be the landmark of choice. I really want to see some Silver Tree play. I feel like Silver Tree is so good. I feel like it's so damn strong, but alas, it is not going to be the case. A wooden fortress is being set up here. It will not only protect this choke from Mongol archers who want to sit here and poke, but it will also give you extra lumber. So lumber camps that are built within the influence of a wooden fortress do drop off 20% more, which is very, very cool. And when the Khan gets to the Feudal Age and Castle Age, he can actually do some pretty good damage and pick off villagers. So I do like that. I do like that indeed. I do like it, yes. So here's the scout for the Rus. He does manage to see the Mongolian river economy, so he knows what's going on. But I think the Rus are very, very tunnel visioned in terms of their strategy. I think it's just fast castle. He's banking 500 food right now, but his gold is a little bit subpar for sure. Currently, he's only got 47 gold. He's not even mining gold right now, but probably going to use the Golden Gate, maybe. He's got 3. Yeah, okay, look at this. He's actually got 3 supplies banked up. So I think that the Rus are just going to go super hard in the pain on gold. Yeah, they got 15 villagers on food right now. And he's going to sell food to get 150 gold. So basically you need to sell, 400 food will get you 600 gold. And that's going to be his game plan. So he's just going to go ham in that regard and try and get to the Castle Age very, very quickly. We will see. Down here, the Rus continuing to hunt bounty. Here, Métis is up to 300 for the Mongols. Crushing it in the river. Black Widow definitely really enjoying himself there. And is he going to go for a fast Castle Age as well? We do have an archery range coming out. Are we going to see Mangudai? No, we're not. I feel like Mangudai have kind of fallen off. People don't really use them terribly often, especially against Rus, because Rus are so defensive. They have the wooden fortresses. They have their TC here. There's literally nowhere the Mangudai could harass here that they could have a good time, right? It would be a bad time no matter where they go. So we will see. Down here in the south, the scout looking for more wolves. Bounty is 365. Very, very good for this point in the game. The Mongols, they are getting a blacksmith. So this is like the Mongol tech / meta from like 2 weeks ago, where basically they get the improved siege engineering. So if you guys haven't seen how the Mongols work, Basically, at your OVO, any buildings that are placed nearby, you can get superior versions of upgrades by using the stone that is generated by the OVO, and you can get improved siege engineering, which gives all the Mongolian infantry the benefit that the Abbasids have, where they can make mangonels, they can make springalds. So what a lot of Mongol players do is they go fast castle age, they get just a metric ton of archers and men-at-arms. They push up in your base and they spam a bunch of springalds, and they just kind of butter your bread. And that is that. So the Mongolian fishing fleet, man, pretty strong here. Matiz, though, looks like he's going to be getting that castle age going. Do we see castle age tech coming in for the Mongols? No, mostly just going to be going for feudal age pressure, but the Rus are going to be getting there very soon. They now have enough, and that's without mining any gold whatsoever. So the Abbey of the Trinity is going to be coming up in 8 minutes. Archery rangers are coming out. The dreaded horse archers will be here soon. The Mongols looking to get a little bit of poke here, and they do get to that villager. Nope, they don't. And the Rus horse archers, or the Rus archers, should be able to kind of force them back. Abbey of the Trinity is on the way. Are the Rus going to be building some sort of a defensive structure up here? Maybe like a palisade to block them from surrounding his base? Nonetheless, it seems like they're in a very, very cozy position. Overall, I would say the Rus are probably... It says they're behind in score, but that's because of the fish. Once they get the fast castle age, that's going to be changing things up pretty hardcore, because the Rus horse archers don't cost any gold. They only cost wood and food, so you don't really need to... you could just use what little gold you have on the Abbey of the Trinity. The one thing about Matiz, though, is he is kind of trapped in his base. There's no, hunting cabins here. There's no hunting cabins, down here by these trees. So he's not going to be getting that juicy gold from the hunting cabins. As a matter of fact, he only has the one, so he's going to be hurting. He's going to have to use the Golden Gate, basically, to be able to get one of his warrior monks once he gets to the next age. So the archers moving across. Mongols still putting a lot of pressure on, now turning up the gold a little bit. So it looks like Black Widow. Now his fishing economy is really coming into full effect. Also, what's really good about having river controls, you can just park warships on the shallow river here. And basically, if your opponent tries to counterpush you, you can really punish them quite badly. The Khan doing a little bit of a drive-by. The old Abbey of the Trinity will be finishing soon. Mongol archers do have 10 against the 8 of the Rus, although a couple of them do get picked off by the TC right there. And it looks like the Abbey will be finishing, and horse archers are going to be getting spammed very, very quickly, I would imagine. Or maybe just basic archers. Maybe he just upgrades them to the veteran status, who knows. So, have we seen any trades yet? He obviously cannot make the warrior monks yet. He's gonna have to sell some wood or something. Yeah, 100%. His current resources are very, very bare bones. I mean, the food is okay, I guess. He's got some villagers still going here. Another archer range coming up, and the Mongols are harassing on all fronts. And have we seen the warrior monk being produced yet? Big mistake. You need him right away. This is one of the most essential part of these builds, yeah. You need someone to clean up the blocker in the top right. The little white pixels around it look very unprofessionally cut. What blocker? Oh, yeah. The blocker doesn't even need to be there, really, but yeah. No, I just did that myself. I have no graphic design skills, so. If somebody wants to make me a blocker, I would greatly appreciate that. Just something to block the scoreboard in the top right. Yeah, I would greatly appreciate that. My graphic design skills are that of a potato. So the fast castle age is here, but no warrior monks coming out yet. I really dislike that. I think you need a warrior monk to jump on these bad boys to get some of these relics around the map. The Black Widow he's going to catch up soon. He's going to have the step readout, and all of the advantage that the Rus typically have here by having those early monks out grabbing relics is going to be gone. The Mongols are going to be able to get the relics. The step readout's going to be giving them a ton of gold, and it is going to be a very, very, very bad time. So step readout, here it comes. The Mongols have got to be crushing it in terms of income per minute right now, although not as much as you would think, but now it's going to get bad. Once you get the step readout going, this is the Castle Age landmark for the Mongols, and basically any gold that's dropped off here does give them 50% more gold. So you can add 50% to this gold vein, and that's extra gold that the Mongols are going to be getting. So lancers, men-at-arms, artillery equipment, all sorts of good stuff. Now, are we seeing the upgraded siege engineering yet? We have not seen it yet. Okay. So maybe he doesn't have enough stone. Yeah, it looks like he's a little bit short on stone, which the OVO will produce in time. The Rus, are they getting a monk out? It looks like there is going to be a monk popping out, and the Grand Theft Venison is pretty effective. The Rus, despite being very defensive here, have been able to get the Grand Theft Venison going, and now the Warrior Monk is out. Homeboy needs to go grab relics ASAP. That's going to be one of the most important factors in staying in this game here. We have hunting cabins being set up, so the Rus are kind of pushing out of their comfort zone a little bit, but this is very defensive. I mean, the amount of fishing that the Mongols are able to do on the river is really, really insane. Yeah, I don't have any graphic design skill. The only thing I'm good at is making stupid meme thumbnails, but even still, those things are of terrible quality. So in terms of actually making something look nice, not my forte. That is my wife's forte, and she's been pretty busy lately, so So here it comes. Yeah, scoreboard on the top right. I'd be more than happy, yes, to do that. So the Warrior Monk riding back, going to be dropping off at the Abbey of the Trinity. For anybody just joining, Black Widow currently is up 1-0 here in the series, and the Warrior Monk should get that relic back. Yeah, he's going to drop it off right now. And for him, ooh, you know what's really unfortunate for the Rus is all the relics are like on the other side. We have one here, one down here in the danger zone, and one here. So that Monk is going to have to go like full secret agent. He's going to have to 007 that shit to get across the river and grab those. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man. Some delicious water. Anytime somebody mentions potatoes, it makes me think of Lord of the Rings. It makes me think of Samwise Gamgee. The veteran Khan running back down, maybe scouting out the relics. The warrior monk, I don't know where he went. Is he just kind of chilling right now? He might go across the river and try and grab this relic. This is probably a pretty safe one. You could get there and get away pretty well with good control. The Rus are not doing the horse archer build, though. I really thought it was going to be scouts and horse archers, but it looks like Matisse has a little bit of a different style. Probably going to be going for springalds backed up by archers and just having like a scoot and shoot and like slowly take the map control. Those stupid meme thumbnails are what brought me to the channel. Yeah, no, I think most people could say that for sure. So the scouts still looking around. The venison is quite good. I mean, looking at income per minute, Matisse is behind on food despite having the grand theft venison. It's because of the fishing economy. Fishing economies really take off as you get into the later stages of the game. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the thumbnails. We're working on it. So here comes your boy Ivan, we'll name him, and he's going to be going after that relic. Are the Mongols going to let him get this? I think they don't have a choice. Yeah, Springalds are coming out for the Mongols. Going to be a very standard army, and he does get the relic. So 007 has blessed him this day, and he is going to be running back across the map, dropping that bad boy off. And the Mongols now have triple Springald. Did they get the improved siege engineering? They still have not. Very interesting. Let me go ahead and double check this. Yeah, still no. He's actually manually building those, which is very, very strange. Most of the time you see that, yeah, being done with the siege engineering trait. Oh my god! The warrior monk! He's gonna get caught! Run, Forrest, run! Oh my god, and it looks like he just barely gets away. What a hero! Ivan is a champion of the people! And he's gonna get it back to the church there. And the Rus might want to just move out and fight. They have 30 archers against the 14 here. And I feel like you could overwhelm that Springald position. The Rus gonna be changing up their lumber economy in response, probably setting up a lumber mill right here. In the back, we do have a couple Mangudai coming in. Okay, I do like this. We have a couple Mangudai harassing with the Khan, a little bit of a dual-pronged attack. Now the Rus are making their own Springalds, and they continue to hold here as he does get the relic back. Oh, don't forget about him. Better drop that relic off. You better drop that relic off. When are you gonna stream 40K? You know, I just moved to an area where nobody plays 40K. I'd have to drive like an hour to get a game, probably an hour and a half. So it could be a while, but you know what I'm thinking about streaming on the channel? If you guys would be interested, maybe I'll do it on like Twitch or something, would be Magic the Gathering, because I play Commander quite a bit, and I have a couple friends in this town who play, so maybe I'll do some streams for that at some point, but who knows? He is indeed the Chad Monk. He has dropped off the relic, and will he be going out and getting more relics? Looks like he's just kind of chilling for now, because the Mongols have pretty good control over the other relics. And it seems like Black Widow does not care about the relics at all. Sacred sites could be captured as well. You could set up some wooden palisades here and try and get some control. Because if the Mongols are able to get the Yam networks all over your lands, man, their raiding is just disgusting. Because it makes their stupid... I hate Mongol Springalds. Oh my god, they're so strong. Because with the Yam network, their speed aura that they get, the 15%, they're just like so fast. They can like run as fast as like infantry mostly. Yeah, it's really, really tough to stop the Mongol Yam network with the Springalds. Because Springalds are already obnoxiously fast, so getting them like 15% faster is just brutal. Yeah. Yeah, we're talking about Magic the Gathering, yes, correct. I have a Chainer deck, and my wife plays the new Werewolf Commander, so she's got a Werewolf Commander deck that we're working on. All right, so a lot of archers. We got the 4 Springalds, more and more archers coming in. I do love the Men-at-Arms mix, because the Men-at-Arms with their armor upgrade, so it looks like they have gotten the ranged armor upgrade on these guys, are going to basically be professional middle linebackers against the Rus archers. And the Rus are getting Springalds themselves. Rus Springalds, once you get to the Imperial Age, have a massive advantage over Mongol ones, but in the Castle Age, it's pretty much a wash. Yeah, the Mongols are spreading creep. And, you know, answer me this, though. So you guys probably have seen Black Widow play before, right? Black Widow is, of course, a StarCraft guy. I believe he's a Grandmaster. Is he a Zerg player? Because Mongols, I feel like, are the closest thing to Zerg in this game. Because by spreading, they're basically spreading creep, right? Like these Yam networks, those are like creep networks in StarCraft, right? They give a speed buff, give you more utility. I feel like it's the same, but the Rus are just going balls deep on the basic archers, man. And now what is he going to be building? Very, very defensive. I mean, the Mongols basically have map control here and just going ham in that river. Are they going to be getting the Imperial Age? It looks like the Steppe Redoubt did finish off its collection. Another TC coming up as well. And this is probably one of the more defensive Rus games that I've seen in quite some time. Yeah, we got 2 Spring Alds for the Rus, Mass Archers. We got a couple of Warrior Monks mixed in with the army. I think the Rus have kind of given up on trying to get more relics. And are they going to go out there and fight? I mean, I don't know. Are they going to try and hard tech to the Imperial Age? Matisse is banking 1,000 food, which kind of makes me think there could be some Imperial Age on the horizon. But his gold has got to be pretty poor. A little Mangudai harass here has been pushing these guys off gold for quite some time. He does have a lot of scouts. Scouts are very, very good for torching Springald, so you can use them to dive the backfield, which can be very, very good. So, I mean, a decisive battle for the Rus would be very, very impactful here. But guys, there are 17 men-at-arms here in this Mongol army, and that is no joke. That is a meaty, meaty front line. These archers, I mean, they do 9 damage, and you subtract, what, 6 of that? So each of these men-at-arms is only going to be taking 3 damage. Yeah. That's going to be pretty brutal. And look at this. Another Yam network being set up, which is so tough. I mean, look at this. He's surrounded. The Mongols have encircled this Rus army. And if Black Widow wins this game, he wins the entire series. That would be a 2-0 victory. And he'll be going on to face the Dreadlord Mista. So we will see who gets there in the end. So the Springald shooting in, getting some pot shots down into the Wooden Fortress here. The Wooden Fortress being repaired. And Springalds are pretty crap against buildings. Buildings have a lot of ranged armor, so you need like bombards or trebuchets or things like that to really get through them. So I think that's good. One of the better ways to stop these Springalds, of course, is by building like outposts and things like that. It really does kind of roadblock them a little bit. So yeah, very, very defensive game for sure. I mean, neither player getting too crazy, but again, it's defensive because of the way that the Rus are playing, right? Taking this posture. Looks like their Springalds are going to be going, but goddamn, the Mongols have 9 Springalds right now. They just have better gold too, because the Mongols are moving their step readout. Oh, he forgot to move it. He's losing on so much gold right here. Ah, it's a shame. Well, he's very focused on this fight, which makes sense. So here, blasting into the Wooden Fortress, it is getting popped pretty good in the old face, but the this brave Rus worker, oh, he takes a giant ballista shaft right to the face and is going to be going down. Yeah, I feel like I'm watching a Zerg versus Terran StarCraft game. I feel like I'm watching that. Like the Terran player sitting here with his siege tanks and his bunkers, and the Zerg are just like encircling them and taking all the resources on the map. Although Zergs, I guess they do have Springalds now, right? Don't they have like Broodlords or Swarmlords or some shit? All right, the Royal Rumble is upon us. The Rus have had enough. They're going to be pushing out, but I gotta say, this Mongol army is like 10 times better. Oh my god, he's making 2 mangoes. Oh no, these archers are so bunched. Oh no, look at the damage. These poor Rus archers. Oh, the humanity. And they're trying to split, but the men-at-arms cutting through that front line, and a couple of the Springalds get torched down. But those mangonel shots are just gross, and they wreck the Rus army. And with that, I think Black Widow is going to be winning this game. I think Matisse was a little bit too defensive this game, and he paid the iron price. And look at just this thick, thick Mongol army. It's going to be able to push in. Springalds are just popping villagers in the face. He's really forced back into his base. He can't even mine gold because the Mongols have like parked a couple Mangudai right there. Good micro here by the Rus, though. Matisse is able to pull back and get some scoot and shoot on these guys, but Zerg kind of siege, right? A little bit, yeah. Nonetheless, men-at-arms getting worn down, but the Mongols are all up in here, and the Mangonels are even pushing up, and the Springalds are denying wood. I mean, Matisse has got to be out of this game now. I don't see any way for him to come back at this point. Like, yeah, he might defend this, but like he's taken so much damage. The Mongols like could go Imperial. Like, if they just bank resources for a minute, they could be Imperial Age, and I don't know if the Rus could really go back. It's a good hold, mind you. He holds pretty well, and able to push back these Mongol units, but I mean, these Springalds are still just like all over the place. Look at this. We got Mangudai on the other side just sitting here. The Mongol horse archers picking off the villagers who are trying to get on lumber. There's eco damage being taken. He is so trapped in his base. Look at this. Black Widow is building outposts behind his base just to fully encircle him. Oh my god, that is so alpha. Yeah, the Yam networks are brutal for sure. Yeah, so brutal. Rams are coming in. The Mongols have had enough of these snakes on the plane, and they're going to be setting this up. Dude, look at the Yam networks. This is just ludicrous. Is this really necessary? Is this really necessary? They're everywhere. Look at these things, dude. Just insanity. Yeah, Black Widow's got this in the back. A valiant hold from Matisse, though. You got to give him some mad props. A good hold, but yeah, that's not going to be enough, brother. That's not going to be enough as those men-at-arms move out. Now they're going to pay the price. The Rus villagers, one last stand, are going to be charging in after the Yam networked Springalds, who apparently can outrun them. The villagers have 1.2. They are as fast as the villagers. No, they're faster than the villagers. Oh my god, that's so dumb. Not that it mattered. The game was over, but yeah. GG, well played. So, now, it is going to be the Mista versus the Black Widow. We'll say his name in like a whisper to make it extra dramatic. Yeah, that was a great game. Great game. Relatively one-sided, but still interesting. Still interesting. So now we can update ye old scorecards. Let's make it official. Let's go to the top 4. It's going to be the Black Widow facing off against the Mista in a best of 5 grand final for the fate of the old world. Let us see who will win. All right, so we got Mista versus at Black Widow. Just giving them the maps real quick. And then we can do Boulder. Do we want to? Yeah, no water maps. And so we got Dry Arabia, we got Altai, we got King of the Hill, we have Lipany. And then we can have a little bit of a, what is that one called? Oh my God. Hold on, guys. I can't remember the map. Last map is the, I'm trying to remember the name of that map. 1 second, my friends. I gotta pull it up here. Man, crazy good game so far. Been really, really fun. Yeah, this is gonna be a ferocious battle. I'm excited for this one. And the last map is gonna be the we can do the Danube River. All right. So start when ready. Rules are on challenge for picks and bans. Remember, it's single ban. Then blind picks for games 3 through 5. All right, so the players have been given the rules. The die is cast. Let us see what will be happening here as we load into this next game here in just a minute. All right, all right. How's everybody doing? Chippendale. I love it, man. Yeah. So they're going to be getting into the lobby here in just a second. The Mista has been tagged. I will message him. No, the Black Forest, I don't know. That one's like, the games can get kind of grindy on that one. I originally had it in my tournaments, but a lot of people kind of wanted to veto that one. All right, so message the players. We got the Mista versus the old Black Widow here in the finals. Yeah. The Yam Network Spring Altar is so annoying, man. Lipany is Dry Arabia with cliffs. Yeah, basically. Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's a good map. It's a really, really good map. We have the Danube River as well, which is a good one. Cheering for Mista to take the series. Yeah, you had a pretty good series against Mixu earlier. That was a really, really fun one. Mixu played some great games. Very, very impressed. Especially that Rus game against the French. That was super awesome. Yeah, artillery speed and AoE for some sci-fi stuff. Yeah, I hope they've changed artillery speed. Like, I don't mind the speed of like mangonels and like bombards and stuff. It's springalds that are the really oppressive one. Yeah, 100%. 100%. So if the players need a little bit of a break too, we're going to let them have one. Yeah. Whatever they need, we'll check on them here in a moment and see. All right, so I've tagged them both. Looks like they're both online. Black Widow rocking a picture of a sloth on his profile, which is pretty cool. Majestic creatures they are. And this is the best of 5. So you guys who have just arrived, you're here for the grand finals. Springalds are so fast because of ancient aliens. Yeah, that's probably the case. That's probably the case. So let's go ahead and put it to poll. We saw Black Widow with some very, very strong games here. Who shall reign in this final game? Mista or Black Widow? So now's your chance to make a prediction. It's your March Madness. All right, very good. The guy that pays the iron price, not the one that, yeah. Technicalities, brother, technicalities. So we'll see if Mista's here. He might have taken a little bit of a break, which is totally fine. If the players need to take a 5-10 minute break, just let me know. Even longer, whatever, and we can go from there. If they keep the damage but nerf the speed, I'd be okay with that. I agree. I don't think, like, Springalds, like, if they were more vulnerable, it would be fine. It's just that, like, Springalds can, like, really just maneuver around the map too well. Give us some Navy action. Oh my god, no. Navy, I'll do that on one of my own streams. I'll play naval battles for you, but playing them in a high, like, it's not like a super high stakes tournament, but where there's money on the line is just so unfair. Like, the French are just busted at sea. Now, after the bouncing patch next week, I think I might add some naval maps in. I think I might. Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, because they're going to be nerfing French hulks. And then at that point, it's kind of like fair, right? Like, I like maps that have some water, but not like pure island maps. Like, what's it called? Danube River, Confluence I really like. That's a really, really fun map to watch. There's lots of cool stuff. Yeah, it's $150 for first place. Yeah, correct. That's kind of the standard that I usually put up. All right, we have any questions here? Looks like they're all good. Has the lobby been hosted? And now the Black Widow is in lobby. I would really like them to add a feature where we can, like, as the casters or hosts, we can actually jump into the lobby with them and just like cast the game like as a spectator in the lobby. That's how they do it in Total War Warhammer. Yeah, and it's really good. Hey, how's it going, Nakamura? Hope you're doing well. What's the first DLC civ you expect? I think it's going to be a Scandinavian civilization, yeah. Because like there's no Scandinavian representation in the game, and I feel like there's a lot of iconic civilizations you could do with them. So yeah, the Danes. Who knows? I'd really like to see Japan as well. It'd be really fun. China would be interesting. People have been saying China's. You know, there's all these folks that are coming onto the stream saying, "Oh, China's so strong. Yeah, all the pros are playing them." Maybe on their streams, but you still notice that when we get to the top 4, we're not seeing China, right? Yeah. I think China might be slightly stronger than the HRE. Maybe. It's kind of hard to say. Let me message him. Hey, you are up. All right, so just shot him a message. See if they need anything. All right, so they're taking a quick 5-minute break. No problem. So we'll be starting in 5 minutes from now, so we can enjoy each other's company. If you guys need a moment to go take a break, go get some treats. Get some coffee, some tea. Now is a very, very good time, my friends. All right, cool. Pretty hyped for this finals, though, man. Mista got second place in Genesis. I think he probably won, what, like $6,000, $7,000 from that? Yeah, some crazy stuff. What changes would be needed for you to enjoy island maps? If they nerf French Hulks, yeah. There's a couple civs that are very dominant on water maps. It's tricky because like some civs just have way better naval play. Like Rus are actually very dominant on naval. They get like really good wood harvesting with their obviously their fortresses and their extra goodness they get there. And the Rus boats in the late game are just insanely strong in numbers. Yeah, the Byzantine and Ottomans. Yeah, absolutely. China is strong, but people still don't know how to exploit these tax collectors. I think people. So Carlos, I agree with your statement. I think that but a slight tweak on what you're saying. I think that China is strong. People do know how to exploit the tax collectors, but the micro of it is very hard. Like they haven't quite gotten the micro down because microing the Chinese tax collectors to maximize efficiency is pretty tricky. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. Aztecs, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, there's all kinds of civilizations in that part of the world. You got Texas gets its own civ. They just in the Dark Ages, Texas just has gunpowder already. Yeah. They just start with gunpowder. That's the Texas trait. Yeah, which is pretty fun. So I'm hyped for the finals, my friends. Do you have a stream schedule? Not really. The best way to do it is just obviously if you subscribe to my YouTube channel. I do post in the community section there sometimes. I've been really bad about it lately though, so I'll try and be better. But what I'll start trying to remind myself to do is when I set up a tournament, I'll post it in the community section like right away. So you guys will have like 3 or 4 days notice. But aside from that, I stream almost every day. I usually stream 5 days a week. Sometimes 6 if I'm feeling a little bit spicy. But yeah, it's just usually like between 10 a.m. PST and like noon PST is when I start. Tournaments start a little bit later because it takes a while to get to the top 4. But overall, that's kind of my game plan. Yeah. Taxmen kind of bug out if you leave. You know what one of my biggest pet peeves is, Nakamura, is that the tax collectors count as idle villagers. So if they're just standing there, like it gets caught up in your idle villagers tab, and it just like it's so annoying. I wish they would have a separate tab for that. Yeah. Marine Lord put China as the best civ on French Pass, Hill and Dale, and Black Forest. Oh yeah, that's a good assessment. Yeah, China's really good on choke point maps. Like China's pretty weak to harass and all ins, but if they can funnel you into a choke, they can definitely defend themselves. But again, if they're being encircled and harassed on all their eco nodes, it's bad. But yeah, Black Forest. French Pass China is super good because French Pass is like a Imperial Age map if there ever was one, and Chinese bombards are the best in the game. They attack 33% faster, they have 20% more range, they just like dunk on people. So yeah, they added Mexico to Age of Empires 3. That's cool. That's very, very cool. Yeah, I dig that, man. I dig that indeed. Basically any map where walls can buy you enough time for fast tech. Yeah, basically. So Jack, yes, streaming and YouTube stuff is my full-time job. It has been for a couple years now, probably like 3 years, yeah. Before that, I was an athletic director. So I worked for an a nonprofit and I ran sports tournaments. So like soccer, basketball, football. I ran bowling tournaments. I ran basketball tournaments, just all sorts of stuff. It was a fun job, but the pay was pretty atrocious. It was hard to survive on that. Yeah. Religious units is part of the army button. I'm not sure what you're saying there, bud. Yeah. Yeah, same with the idle deli fishing ships. Oh my god, Nakamura, it drives me crazy, man. Yeah, those things. How come you didn't play today? Would have liked to see you in action, man. I see you're doing pretty well as the old Delhi Sultanate. Or at least you were last time I saw you playing. Looks like they're in-game, so they just started, and now we can load in! It is game 1 of the Grand Finals. It's going to be the Mista on the Mongols facing the Chinese! Oh my god, it's going to be Mongols versus Chinese. A nice historical battle. We, of course, know how that went in history, but let's see if the Black Widow can kind of change things up a little bit. Man, I am so hyped for this game now. All this talk about Chinese. Let's see if these top-tier players can put their, put that statement that Chinese are very, very strong here to the task. So it's going to be an early mill. This looks like it's going to be an eco-Chinese build. Basically what you do is you build a tax official immediately, or an imperial official. You supervise the mill to get 20% more food, and also you're going to start generating taxes. So it's very similar to the Rus in that Chinese don't have to mine gold in the Dark Ages because the tax collector can just collect the taxes from the mill and kind of do his thing that way, which is very cool. Yeah, so spawning up in the northeast corner of the map, it's going to be the Black Widow on the Chinese, and Mista coming in with the very traditional Mongols. Mongols, of course, a very meta tournament pick. China certainly isn't, but I'm very excited for this. This is a very hard map to wall. You could wall across here, you could wall up here, but I mean, the walls on this map it's more doable once you get like Castle Age and Imperial Age, but walling off in Feudal and Dark Ages against Mongol pressure is probably not going to win you the game. You're going to have to actually fight back, so we will see what they do. Nonetheless, we have the early sheep being hunted, and the official is giving that 20% more food. So basically, he just stands there kind of hunched over like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, rubbing his hands together, and yeah, now he's going to be collecting taxes. So he gets 20 gold here, and the taxes continue to grow, and also the lumber camp is going to be set up, so taxes can start being accrued there. I really do like this Chinese build. I think it's really good. It's very strong for double TC. You're slightly slower to get to your feudal ages, but you're going to be more economically sound once you do hit that feudal age, because again, your workers are more focused on maybe setting up a second TC. You guys get the picture. So the Mista down here in the south, doing his thing. Let's go ahead and shut down the poll in chat. So 75% of you guys, 567 votes, have said that the Mista is going to be winning with, wow, 75% certainty. So we will see what's cracking. We will see what's cracking. So here, Mongols do have an early stable. Going to be setting up some scouts. Scouts can be quite annoying, but what I really like about this Chinese build is it's more durable against harass. Because normally China would have to set up a mill out here and the Mongols could raid it and push them off gold. But with this Chinese build, on a map like Dry Arabia, where you can't choke your opponent off, it's better, it's safer, right? Like you're able to get your gold from the tax collector. It's a little bit slow, but you can still see China is banking 140 gold. So here we have 10 taxes built up, and at the lumber mill we have 8. It will add up over time, and we will see what's going to be happening here. Fire Lance strategy is not often used at this level. No, most Chinese players at the highest level of play, from my experience, typically just go with spears backed by Chinese bombards. That's the build. If they can get to the Imperial Age, the army composition is just cheap spearmen, cheap fodder, and then you mix in just a shit ton of cannons and you just roll. Because Chinese bombard cannons are one of the strongest things in the game. I do think, like, I watched a couple streams last night of high-level players playing, and a lot of people in chat were saying, like, oh, you got to nerf Chinese bombards. It's like, I don't think so, because China has to suffer and struggle so much to get Imperial Age. I think they should have something like that when they get to that point that is very dominant and better than other civs. Otherwise, what the hell else is China better at? You know, like, okay, they can build things faster. I really hope they don't, like, nerf Chinese bombards. I like that they're very strong. So the tax collectors can collect taxes from these buildings. I don't know what the cooldown is, but after you collect taxes, there is a cooldown and you have to wait before you can do it again. So what you typically do is you alternate between supervising and, just collecting taxes. And usually you're going to be okay. You'll notice right now he's not collecting taxes because the cooldown is still on, right? He's not able to do it. So a little bit of a misplay not having him supervise there, but not the end of the world. Now, the Mongols are just getting all the sheep on the map. They have these scouts, and here the Mista is just looking for openings, but has not found any. I would imagine that the Chinese will do the barbecue of the sun, and it is going to be the barbecue. And what he'll probably do is maybe get a wall off here. Yeah, or I think a wall would have been better here with like the barbecue right here. But the barbecue of the sun, or barbican, is the Chinese landmark, and it's basically just like a like a tower. It's like an outpost that's just like jacked and has a hand cannon in placement. It's kind of like, you look at other civs, and I feel like this is something about China as well. You look at other civs, you're like, oh man, his tier 2 landmark gives him like all of his stables like are cheaper and faster. And then like China's like, we get a tower with a gun in it. You know, it's like, it's not that impactful, right? But again, China has the ability to build every single landmark. So maybe they did that. They made some of the Chinese landmarks a little bit lackluster just to like balance out the fact that they can build every single one, for sure. So the supervisor here, supervising the food drop-off, going to be getting 20% more food. China can afford these delayed builds because they basically just build the landmarks 100% faster, which is very, very nice. For the Mongols, they are now going to be going to the next age themselves. The deer stones are coming up, and the yam networks will be unlocked, and the Mongol army will be flying around the map at supersonic speeds and certainly enjoying themselves. Yes, the gold is coming in. Mongols probably going to go for a fast castle age, although one of the most common ways to deal with China is actually early aggression, just to like push through and battering ram down the barbecue of the sun and really put pedal to the metal. Now, the Chinese are going to be building horsemen actually, so not looking to go Grand Theft Venison. Instead, he's going to be actually going after the deer up here. Now that the Mongols are away from the base, maybe he's going to be trying to push them back with horsemen and keep the focus on the other side of the map while these Chinese villagers go after the deer camp. Is there going to be Grand Theft Venison here for the Mongols? Does not look like it's being researched, although it's not possible yet. He's not in the feudal ages yet, so we will see. Yeah, China's probably one of the hardest civs to play. I think China is tricky. Delhi can also be kind of hard. It's just a very different experience, but once you master them, yeah, I feel like China can be strong. It's just very tough to play. China's very, very tough to play. And what's really cool about China is one stable can essentially work as 3 stables because this guy supervises the efficiency of the building, which makes it work 200% faster, which is crazy good. And I believe it actually works on research too. So if you're trying to get a fast research, you can use your Chinese officials to get faster research. See, these are little things that I overlook all the time. Like you have a blacksmith and you want to bang out upgrades, put the official on it. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can. Maybe some of you guys in chat can kind of confirm that for me here. Nonetheless, the Chinese Horseman Legion looking to put the pressure on the Mongols. This is like a role reversal, and it looks like we're going to be getting arrow slits put here because I think that the Mongols are expecting some sort of harass. Are we going to be seeing Mangudai? No, it looks like a barracks for spearmen. So Mangudai are actually a decent counter against basic horsemen here, but again, I don't think he wants to invest in that. The workers do jump back into the outpost here, and the Chinese horsemen are going to be forced back. In the meantime, yeah, look at this. Mista just sitting here cackling, and he is just getting ready to grab all of these huntable deer. So this should be quite interesting indeed. Fire Lancers are okay against Spring Alds, but honestly, Scouts do like almost as good of a job. What Fire Lancers are very good at is raiding bases and sniping landmarks. If you have like 15 Fire Lancers, you can like kill someone's TC in a matter of seconds. Now the Chinese are pouring in again and looking to go near the TC, but they might be able to actually torch the OVO here, which would be very, very strong. And it looks like they're going to be trying to. Granted, the Mongols do have a couple spearmen out. So for the most part, I think that the Chinese horsemen are not going to be getting too much value here. I don't think so. Don't think it works on blacksmiths, only production buildings. Okay. Yeah, so that's too bad. So you can't use it on... could you put the official on top of like a barracks and have it produce the upgrade faster to get like veterans or elite? If so, that's pretty good. Only on production buildings, so not on blacksmith or university. I feel like that'd be a pretty cool buff to China. It's like make them just like power researchers with the officials. Yeah. But early wheelbarrow is really early as China. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of cool stuff. So the horsemen, they might actually just brute force this down. Currently, the Black Widow is supply blocked in his base, but I think he's just going to like take down this outpost with just sheer numbers. The Mongol spearmen a little bit out of position, but again, with 8 horsemen, you should be able to win that fight. It looks like 1 scout has fallen here. China pretty happy behind all this, using the supervisor to get extra resources here. Is there going to be a fast castle age? Looks like there's just a house being built, so yeah, nothing fancy. And in terms of banked resources, Mista's got 600, 300. So he's banking more than Black Widow. So Mista might be able to get a faster castle age. And yeah, the Grand Theft Venison, I feel like, is so good. I mean, it seems that every really, really high-level player here is doing it. So yeah, the deers are all over the place. China going to be trying to deny this, maybe. But yeah, the deer camp up here is being worked. But I mean, these deer got jacked. So Mista is already rated up here. Just such good awareness on the map. And yeah, look at the deer. He just gets away with all of that. Some of the scouts do turn around. The deer are going to be brought back to the base. And China is going to be behind on food for sure. Blacksmith coming out. And any upgrades right away? Not sure. The Chinese horsemen being pushed back. I think China is going to have to push to the next age. I think the Mongols are really just going to surpass them here with this food economy. All these deer are just so juicy. So juicy. It does work on a barracks. Very, very good. So you can get some of those upgrades a little bit quicker. archery range coming out. Looks like he might be doing an aggressive tier 2 build, which is so strange. Usually China is just rushing for castle and imperial to get the clock tower, to get the spring alds, and to get some of the palace guard and things like that. Those very cool age 3 units that they do have. But overall, I mean, this aggression is doing something, but for the most part, I feel like Mista really isn't taking too much damage. Yeah, he's got spearmen and horsemen being brought out. And both players, of course, still in the castle age here. But are there going to be archers? Man, look at all these villagers hustling up there. He's lucky that the Mista hasn't come to raid those deer yet. That would take the food quite literally out of the mouths of the Chinese, which would put them back pretty hard. Chinese horsemen are on the run. I believe they are horsemen against early horsemen. So the Mongols have not upgraded their horsemen yet. But I think they just started over here. So yes, the early horseman upgrade to the standard horseman is getting finished. A little bit of dual pronged harass coming in from the Black Widow. Going to be pushing into the gold and trying to deny the Mongols. Oh no! It's too late! Anakin, they have the high ground. It's 600, 1200. The forces of Mista and the Mongolian horde, the Golden Horde, is indeed rocking enough to go to the next age. Now the step readout's going to be coming out, and China is going to be in some big trouble. Yeah, that is brutal. The amount of deer, each of those is 350, and he's got like 12 or 15 of those right now. And I feel like China's horse harass, although it was, nice, I feel like it's going to fall off pretty badly right now. And China seems to just be going all in here at this age. I mean, but like, is it really gonna, they're building another stable? Like, what is that gonna do for them? I feel like this is just not gonna work at all. Because the Mongols are going to be castle age in a matter of seconds, like not seconds, but probably in like 30 or 40 seconds or something like that. And then there's going to be men-at-arms coming out, heavy lancers. Like that Chinese army is just going to get absolutely dominated. Now, the one thing that I do really like about Black Widow's play here is he does have the Mista on the defensive. I feel like if he could accomplish this, like maybe a little bit less horsemen, while teching, he would be in a really good position right now. But my concern is that he's a little bit too excited for this. And the Mista is just like, hey man, I got a step readout coming. Is China anywhere near it? No. I mean, Black Widow is banking 24 gold right now. He finally switches back to gold, so he pulls all those workers on. I think he knows that he needs to catch up here. I mean, he's not behind that much in score, but the Mongols get a huge spike when they get to the third age. Look at this. The Chinese actually raiding the Ovo here, which is pretty nice. Yeah, getting a pick there is very, very strong. The archer is able to keep the spearmen back, and that will, force the Mongols to rebuild that and potentially slow down like a siege engineering push or something like that. And we will see. So here's the step readout. This is the landmark for age 3, and this gives the Mongols 50% more gold drop off. So I would imagine that's going to be getting dropped somewhere here and getting them that 50% return. Up here in the north, we do have the 12 horsemen and 2 archers of the Chinese looking to push in again. The Mongol army is pretty weak right now. I mean, China certainly has a better army, but they only have like 2 or 3 archers or something. It's not going to be enough to really be terribly decisive. And the step readout is set up. You need to move this Gar away, or otherwise they're going to drop the gold off on the wrong landmark, and then you're just not getting that huge benefit. China getting raided in the back, their poor villagers being harried by the forces of the Great Khan. And a couple Chinese horsemen do move in to battle the Mongolian horsemen, but this is really bad for China in the back. They're going to have to pull back and deal with this, because what's going to happen is like they're going to be denied food, they're going to have to start spending lumber on farms, and everything's just going to sort of fall apart for them. And more and more harass, more villagers going down. The horsemen still staying in the Mongol base, keeping the pressure on the Mista, but now we got men-at-arms coming out. These guys are just so meaty, dude. They have such good armor values. These basic horsemen will only hit them for 6 damage, and he's just diving straight into the Mongolian lines, which I suppose isn't a bad idea, considering the number of horsemen he has. And yeah, he's on the hunt, man. He's getting some nice pressure, but the Mongols are on their way up to the base here. The food economy for the forces of Black Widow is being shut down pretty badly, and the Chinese horsemen really not in position. I think a fast castle age would have been better, although good eco harass is going down here. The Mongols are on the run with all their villagers, but now we got men-at-arms coming out, we got heavy lancers, and that is going to be brutal. And there go the Chinese villagers being harassed. The Great Khan are doing some good work, but China's food right now has got to be in the pits of hell. They do have the gold going. I mean, China's getting close to the next age, but they're being denied the food they need to really get there. And the horsemen are doing their thing, but yeah, man, the men-at-arms are going to be there soon. And do we have upgraded siege engineering? We don't. It looks like fitted leather work to get the melee armor. But yeah, siege engineering will come soon. I would imagine when he banks another 60 stone, we're going to be seeing that, and the spring alts will be coming. So yeah, massive score lead for the Mista. Obviously, the tier 2 pressure, I think he was a little bit too heavy on that. And now he's paying the price a little bit. Mongols coming in. If the Chinese could wipe this army, that would certainly be a big victory for them. They do have the outposts here, and the villagers are on the run. Looks like Black Widow does have enough to go to the castle age now, so we're probably going to see the clock tower. Yeah, the astronomical clock tower is here. And here comes the Chinese army. Are they going to be able to win this? I don't think so. There's hardened spearmen and men-at-arms mixed into this force here. The outpost has been rebuilt, and the Chinese forces are just getting crushed. by the Castle Age Mongols here, and they're going to be falling back. Some of the Chinese villagers got their prison shanks out. That guy's doing like a lean back, trying to dodge some matrix attacks there. But overall, this has got to be the end. Right now, the score for the Mista is doubling that of the Chinese. And really, I just think he stayed on age too long. I don't think this was like a case of, oh, China's bad. I think this was more a case of the execution of the horseman rating just didn't do anything. And the Mongols just ignored it and basically teched up and beat you. And that's what happened. So yeah, China needs to get to Castle Age fast. I feel like that was a mistake. However, everything can look like a mistake when you're up against a player who is of the caliber of the Mista, right? So that is game 1 in the best of 5. Mista claims victory, and now we'll be going on over to game 2. Looking at the timeline here, let's take a look here at the score. Oh, yeah, China was okay. And then they just like stayed in the second age and the Mongols teched, and that was mainly it. Like China was ahead for a moment there. Yeah. They tried, Melody. They tried. Yes. GG, well played. Let us go ahead and prepare the next match. This is a best of 5, so now the players will move forth and hopefully have some fun. All right. Very good. Uh-oh, my computer fans sound like something's not going great there. Well, hopefully it holds. Yeah, the rating was just ineffective, and yeah, that was it. The Mongols were able to kind of hold their own and then just tech, and that's game blouses. Yeah, and also the Gran Theft venison was very good too. Like the food advantage for the like, I feel like China should have, if China had mass produced out of their stables with the scouts and had grabbed the deer themselves ahead of the Mongols, then maybe we can talk, right? Then the Mongols aren't feasting so much, and it's a little bit of a better situation. There was just too many variables going against the Chinese there in the grand finals. Yeah. GG, well played. It was a great game. Yeah, Chinese in the feudal ages aren't very good. Their repeater crossbows are terrible. They're just such a piece of shit unit. And I think they're getting buffed, though. I think that Relic already said the first patch that's coming out this week is buffing the repeater crossbow. So hopefully they make a comeback. They're such a cool unit. They're just like, they have less range than archers, so people with good micro can just like kite you around. Yeah. It's savage when you spend 2k food on horsemen, but the other guy gets the same amount from the map. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Delhi versus Rus? Are we your computer fans? No, my actual PC. It's struggling there. Yeah, Chinese can research pro scouts 3 times faster and have venison before. Yeah, exactly. Because they can use the supervisor on the stables. Or wait, can they do it? No, I don't think they can. They can get the scouts out faster, but I don't know if they can get the research faster from the mill. No, they can. They can supervise the mill. Shit, yeah. So China can get the super fast scouts and the super fast research. I really like that, bro. Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, China definitely has some great tricks. They have some great tricks. We'll see what happens. Yeah, my computer sounds like a spaceship often. It's quite old. I mean, my PC is from 2016, so it's 5 years old now. Yeah, you know, there might have been a window for China to come back, but then when the Mista hit the berry bushes in the back and denied his opponent the food, it was kind of game blouses at that point. Yeah, Viper did not play in this tournament. Maybe, I don't know. Does he play in tournaments often? I feel like he only plays in the big ones. Mostly, like really big ones. And I think he's still focusing on Age of Empires 2 a bit, isn't he? Isn't he still playing in like King of the Desert and some of those other events? Yeah, who knows? So players are in the lobby once again. Let me make sure they don't have any questions here. Nope, looks like they are all good. And it's time. Game 2. Currently, the Mista is up 1-0. This is best of 5. So even if Mista were to win this game, there would still be another afterwards. But we will see if the Black Widow can come back here. So we've seen the Mongols. I think Mista will go French or Rus now. Those are the very meta picks. Rus are probably a little bit less so, but Mongols, French are like probably some of the more meta first picks that you see earlier in a series. Yeah. I really like that. Like the official getting the rapid tech, like 200% faster research is pretty sweet. Can scouts bring back boars? I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm going to have to practice Grand Theft Venison today. Turin's right. It's high level play. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's very, very essential. Viper is in King of the Dead this week, or King of the Desert this weekend for Age of Empires 2. Makes sense, yeah. He's really fun to watch. I watch his streams just to kind of get some inspiration for strategies and builds and things like that. Yeah, he's definitely very good. He played Mista. The gentleman you're watching now got second place in the first S tier tournament we had for Age of Empires in the Genesis tournament, and yeah, Mista. I don't know if Mista won a game off him. Do you guys remember that? Was it a 3-0 the finals, or was it best of 7? What was the overall score in the grand finals of Genesis? I can't quite recall. Anyways, let's see if they are ready. Not quite. I'm still doing their picks and bans here. Scouts can't take back the boars. The boars are too heavy. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It felt like Black Widow only playing Chinese so he can bait out the Mongols from Mist. No, I think China on Arabia isn't very good in my opinion. Like China on like more choke point style maps I feel is very strong. But yeah, otherwise I feel like it's tough. Yeah, the boars were too fat. Maybe like multiple scouts could carry it. Yeah, it would take too long. It'd be too much effort. All right, so they're in the lobby. The duel of fates shall be upon us. Mista 1-1. It was 3-1. Oh, okay, got it. 4-2 to Viper. Okay, so it was a best of 7. Am I doing some multiplayer after this? Probably not. No. After the stream's over, I'm going to take a little bit of a break and go hang out with the wife. Yeah. Supervisor on Bormill is so good. Yeah, China has like all these little nuances that people are just discovering that I feel are really good. That I feel are really good for sure. All right. Here we go. It says they're in game. The wait is finally over. I promise you guys before the next tournament, I'll have some good scoreboard UI up on top, and hopefully that'll be good. And it is time for the match. Here we go. It shall be the Black Widow leading the forces of the Rus facing off against the Mista and his English. Typically, Mista's English. He doesn't let his opponents get past the 15-minute mark. The spears and archers are going to be putting a lot of pressure on, I would imagine. So this should be quite fun. And of course, we are on the Altai, if I'm not mistaken. So this map has some pretty good options for sacred control because you can wall very easily. Like, if Rus wants to go fast castle age and wall off the sacred sites, a lot of value can be accrued. So here in the southeast, it's going to be the forces of the Rus led by the Mista, or excuse me, the English led by the Mista. And up in the northwest, it's going to be the Rus, helmed by the Black Widow. What is his clan tag, by the way? Generation G or something? Do you guys know about that clan? Is it like a RTS clan or something like that? Yeah, should be fun. All right, hunting cabin, obviously going to be built first. It does give that Rus that early gold, so you want to get that going as soon as possible. It helps you advance to the Aegis rather quickly, especially if you don't manage to find the deer camps, your opponent's able to deny them. It's very, very strong. The first deer camp is up, or the first hunting cabin. Going to start producing scouts instantly to go get map control and hunt down for the goodies. We have a house coming up as well, and a lumber camp here is being made. So the series score, currently it is 1-0 for Mista. So Mista did win the first game, and now we are in the second match, which is going to be on Altai. We have a clash of fates. Currently the Mista is trying to get the deer, and oh, we have a little bit of a high micro duel between these champs. The StarCraft micro versus the Age of Empires micro, and we'll see what happens. Looks like Mista is able to get a couple, and so too are the Rus. Black Widow, I think, still was able to get a couple, and considering it's his opponent's deer, it's on his side of the map, that's very strong. Up here, you can see that the English, man, the Mista denying down here. Okay, he was microing on 2 fronts there. Very, very impressive. Generation G, it's a professional game clan. Got it. So it's like a pro team or something. Generation Gaming. Has a lot of different teams. I think they have a League of Legends teams and a Counter-Strike team. Very cool. So yeah, so far the Mista denied the deer camp up here. The Rus are not going to be getting too many deer. I mean, they'll probably will get this one near their base, which they already got. But this is the one deer camp that's now up for grabs. If the Mista is able to shut that down, that is going to, really slow down the Rus and diminish their early gold advantage. In the meantime, look at this. Mista's even hunting the wolves on the map, trying to make sure that the Rus are not going to be getting any of the wolves, any of the bounty. This is very, very strong for sure. Are there any gentlemen's agreements? No, there's not. Are you talking about like back in the 1990s when you used to play early games, StarCraft games with your friends, and you'd be like, all right, guys, no rush in 10 minutes. And everyone builds up an army and then fights like 15 minutes into the game. Genesis Gaming, copy that. Okay, Sebastian, thank you. So Sebastian in chat has corrected us. It is Genesis Gaming. Look at this. We have the Mista, the Dark King of the sheep. Yeah, or the wolves, excuse me. Oh my God, look at this. He's got like 5 wolves chasing him. He's like the pack leader, pulling all these guys away from the Rus, this is a lot. Like each of these wolves is what, like 25 gold or something? That's like a lot of gold, a lot of bounty, and the bounty is only 125 right now. The Rus are being heavily denied. I mean, they haven't even managed to get to their... I guess they got to the first tier. Okay, but they haven't gotten the second tier yet, which obviously they probably would. Okay, look at that. The wolves have been brought. The attack wolves, unleash them. And very nice play there by the Black Widow. He is able to get that deer camp right before the Mista gets there. And now look at this. He's scooting and shooting and getting the wolves. But the wolves are being brought back to the English base. Oh my God. And look, they're fighting over the wolves. Oh my God, this is so funny. Look at him. What a ridiculous little micro situation. And it looks like that wolf should pay the price. Yeah, okay, the Rus Scout is doing great. Yeah, and they're trying to deny it, but Mista, I think, has given up a little bit more. And with that great control from Black Widow. He's able to get his bounty up to the 2nd tier by picking off those wolves. Very, very well played. Oh my god, that's so funny. He's bringing the wolves back to the villagers. And yeah, why can't the wolves be used for food? I mean, come on, whatever. The wolf train. So he brings it back to the TC, which will deny the Rus. Yeah, you can see the Rus scout's going to be forced back. Better be careful, though, man. Oh, my God, is the scout going to die? Oh, that would have been so bad to give him 5 sheep right there. But it looks like the Rus scout just barely gets away. So the council hall is coming up. No stone is being mined for the Mista. So Mista, I think, likes to do that one base aggression here. And yeah, council hall is going to be coming up. Golden Gate's going to be there for the Rus. Very standard. We have the double hunting cabin. No, these are actually houses here. Thought there was more hunting cabins. So the Rus are now going to be switching to some standard food or standard gold here for the 2nd age. But the score currently, for anybody joining, just a quick reminder, I don't have the scorecards up right now because I'm messing around with some new UI. The score is 1-0 for the Mista. So the Mista did win the first game. So there you go. He won with the Mongols against Black Widow's Chinese. So the sheep are being brought back. Man, if he had lost those sheep, that would have been so disastrous. That would have been so disastrous. Alex in chat saying, when you said you know the rules, my head went, and so do I. You know the rules, and so do I. I actually, you know what's pretty funny? I know a lot of you guys in Age of Empires haven't seen what I look like in person, but I actually do kind of look like Rick Astley. Like, if my hair had a little bit more red in it, I could be a Rick Astley impersonator. Yeah, and I can kind of sing like him a little bit as well, which is pretty hilarious. So maybe someday we'll do like a Rick Astley, you know, performance on the channel. Who knows? I'm never going to give you up, nor will I let you down. I will not turn around, nor will I desert you. All right, so over here, back in the old Rus base, we're seeing some early knights coming out. I do like the early knights against the English. Pretty good against longbows. And yeah, it looks like there is going to be some consistent longbow pressure, so they are being produced at a pretty rapid rate. A little bit of gold being mined, but not much. It looks like just one worker on gold, probably just to get some basic upgrades. We got a blacksmith coming in. Yeah, Mista is going for the throat. He is going for it. Yeah, he's going to be going for longbow all in, probably with battering rams, and just trying to finish off the Rus, which is good, because if you let Rus get the 3rd age and get castle age and get all those juicy, you know, landmarks they love so much. Oh, is the English scout going to be going down? Nope, looks like the longbowmen do scoot up and are able to force him back, but we are seeing a consistent stream of longbows coming out for the most part, and a shit ton of workers on lumber, which is always a tell that battering rams are coming. Looks like, yeah, he's going to be getting the steeled arrow upgrade first to get the damage. And then, yeah, he's got, what, 2 workers on there? Looks like just 1 right now. So, yeah, he will be able to get siege engineering soon-ish. It's only 125 overall, so. All right, so we got some early knights for the Rus. I really like that pick here by the Black Widow. It's pretty good against these longwomen in numbers. Will he keep producing them, though, is the question. It looks like he will. He obviously has some sort of an inkling that there is going to be some aggression. An early blacksmith is built, probably to get the iron undermesh, which is the ranged armor upgrade. And now the Rus early knight getting in there and might be able to pick off a longwoman, which is pretty cost effective here. Will that longwoman live? Ooh, it looks like he's going to be the one that got away. You know, when the game ends, prove it turn. I do look like Rick Astley a little bit. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do for sure. Yeah, because I have blonde hair, but my grandpa actually had red hair, and so I have a little bit of that, and you know I kind of have the round face like him as well. Yeah, all right, good old Rick Astley performance coming on the channel. Yeah, someday that will be fun. All right, so yeah, more knights coming out. Knights are a good answer against these this pressure. No palisades, and I think that the Mista still has the interest in getting aggressive, although he's not getting siege engineering, nor is he switching to gold. He's just banking wood, I think. No, he's actually spending it as he gets it. Yeah, he's going to have to keep building longwomen here. So more and more are going to be coming out. He hasn't lost any yet. Okay, it looks like he's getting some hardened spearmen now too. So yeah, he's going to be just putting some eco pressure, and the knights will probably struggle against this. Like pure early Rus knights are not going to have a good time against hardened spears and longbows, especially with a couple scouts mixed in, just a buffer. That's very, very good. And I'm telling you, I don't know if I've seen a game with the Mista where when he's playing English, he doesn't like really just put the pressure on someone by 15 minutes. Oh, that Rus knight goes down. Very, very tough loss right there. Brutal, brutal stuff. And the knights are going to be riding up due north. In the meantime, longbows and the hardened spears. These are not soft spears, my friends. These are hard spears, and they are ready to go. They're going to be dropping them spears in and doing some good stuff. You will let us down if there's no performance. Someday I'll do it. Yeah, someday. I got to work on my singing, though. Unfortunately, I suffer from a bunch of like respiratory stuff. So it's a little bit tricky for me to sing. But we'll try our best. All right, so longbows moving out. Mainly just allergies is what I mean. I have really bad allergies. So we got 2 archers for the Rus. Probably going to get picked off. Mista is like he's like a piranha. He sees the blood in the water here, and he's going to be trying to pick off that Rus archer who does barely get away. But now, oh no, the venison are like right in range of the longbows. So they're going to be able to like sit here and just poke at these guys all day, which is going to be so annoying. In the meantime, Misto's just moving more and more stuff in here. Hey, how's it going, King of the Dead? Hope you're doing well. Haven't seen you in a while. Hopefully, you should start playing some Mage, man. I feel like you'd be great. So we got the longbows. Once again, creeping into the shadows. Going to be looking for some of the villagers here. And here they come for England to James. And one of the villagers gets in. It looks like they are able to get back. And the English, do they have the campfire upgrade? Looks like they don't. So they're not able to heal. The English cannot heal with their bangers and mash at the campfire. Not yet. I would imagine that will come in time. In the meantime, Mista's just going to keep putting the pressure on here. And the Rus are Grand Theft Venisoning very, very well. You can see there's a bunch of scouts bringing it back. If they drop them behind the base, they will have a pretty good economy here. And Mista's going to have to, get in here quick. He does pick off a villager who's building the archery range. But trading a longbow for a villager, I guess the eco damage is quite nice. But now there are 6 dudes here. What I'm really surprised about, though, is Mista is not bringing a tower up here. He's not building an outpost to get that network of castles. That's very, very normal. Look at this. The Rus Knights going on a marathon down the side of the map and appearing behind the English base. Might be able to shut them down a little bit, but again, it does weaken their defense as well. And it looks like England is going up over the high ground. And this English army is getting very meaty. I mean, there are a lot of spears, a lot of longbows. And where are the villagers to build those castles or to build those towers to get the attack speed buff? Interesting. Yeah, English breakfasts are pretty great for sure. When I went to England, that was one of the things I really enjoyed was the breakfast there. But you know what I kind of noticed? A couple of my friends out in England, in Horsham, they weren't like as keen on breakfast. Like myself and the other American tourists were like, we were all about getting breakfast early, right? But it didn't seem like breakfast was as much of a thing. Like a lot of times, some of the friends I met there would basically just skip breakfast all around and just, yeah. Pretty interesting indeed. So we got 13 and 8, pretty healthy numbers. The Rus tried a little bit of harass, but I think the English just got back. I don't know if they even took any eco damage. With the lone scout sitting here, and the Mista just assembling on the hill, and now the first battering ram is going to be coming up. So England is going to be putting pedal to the metal here against the Rus. The Rus have a healthy army, though. I mean, they got 12 archers of their own to kill the spearmen, and also do, of course, have their early knights. So with really good control, I think Black Widow is in a position to hold this game. But again, it's going to take that very good control. And also, look at this. Scouts move again. Some of the Rus knights do move into the English base and are heading off the reinforcements. Granted, they're quite damaged. Oh, the venison theft! I love it! Look at this. Black Widow with the theft here, able to steal the deer. And that's going to be denying the English quite a bit of food. I mean, that's, 700 food that he just stole right there from the English. England can switch to farm economies, but by switching to farms, it's going to force you away from the battering rams and some of those other troops that are very, very wood intensive, right? So here it comes, ye old battering ram moving across. And now the Rus are looking to maybe take a fight here. The longbow's a little bit exposed, but it looks like they're able to get back. And are they going to continue, or is Mista going to fall back? I'm curious if Mista's going to commit to this. I mean, is he mining any gold? He's not. So the fact that he's not mining gold pretty much means that there's going to be some heavy aggression. Yeah, the deer got jacked super hard. So people in chat saying, I do not eat breakfast either. Yeah, King of the Dead in chat. He's like, because I wake up at noon, I don't have breakfast. Yeah, when I was in college, I used to sleep in super hard as well, my friend. Yeah, like super hard. I purposely made sure all my classes were like night classes or afternoon classes, just so I could like stay up late gaming and playing StarCraft and World of Warcraft, and yeah, that was some fun times. So more early knights coming out. The battering ram is poking here at the stable. The English in a very defensive posture. Obviously, they have a ton of spearmen back here. And one of the scouts going to get picked off. He did not quite get the venison back to the base, but now they're looping around and dropping them off. The Rus have a pretty good food economy. England switching to any farms doesn't look like it. More houses and just more troops being brought, although they did just mine out the deer here. So now they're going to have to set up some sort of other food source. I would imagine they'll just go down to the berry bushes. But the old Ramstein in the beginning is doing good. It's doing good. I mean, it's killed a stable. It's occupying the attention of the Rus. This is a very, very tense, like, high micro situation. England does have a lot of reinforcements coming in, and it looks like the Rus may be going to move in. Yeah, but, like, every time they move in, if those English longwomen are picking off those early knights, that's really rough. Those knights are expensive. They're 100 gold apiece. And Mista with some incredible micro, just picking units, using the battering rams as a bit of a distraction card effects. And now the spears are surging forward. A couple do go down, but overall, Mista had a far better trade there. Currently, Mista's at 47 military supply, and the Black Widow is at 34. Pretty big. And the eco is 34 for Black Widow, and the eco for Mista is 39. So overall, I would say Mista's ahead in every regard. Granted, it's still a very close game. Black Widow obviously has the venison advantage, so he does have the food advantage, whereas the English are hitting the berry bushes hard down here, but those berry bushes will run out soon, and that's going to be changing the dynamic of this game. But man, Mista's English pressure is so good. Now villagers are being brought to torch the ram, which is going to be very good. Spearmen will surge forth to stop the Rus Knights. And if the ram goes down, I mean, Mista is not sitting on any extra wood. It's going to be a while before they can press in again. But villager damage, oh god, he's taking so much damage on his villagers. And they don't get the ram. Oh no, Anakin, I'm too weak. It looks like they're pushing into fight. I think the Rus have had enough. They're like, enough is enough. I've had it with these battering rams and longbowmen. But on that note, the villagers do manage to get the ram down. And the Rus are going to continue the pressure. The spear's a little bit lazy here for a second. Mista going to be sending in those guys. Continuing to wear down the Rus Knights, and now the Longbowmen are trading into the basic archers here. And, you know, the only advantage they have is range. I don't believe they do anything special aside from that. But overall, it looks like Mista is just pulling ahead. Currently, he's got 40 villagers to Black Widow, who's rocking, what, 36? So not that behind, actually. He's producing pretty well, considering. And again, the venison advantage might keep him in this game. The battering ram is gone. And currently, Mista is only sitting on 159 wood. He doesn't have enough to build another ram. So far so good. A couple more archers, unfortunately, were left to their own devices and are picked apart by the English longbowmen. Turin was a football-playing motorcycle rider in his youth. It is true. I played football and I did ride a motorcycle for many years, but I gave that up. When I developed my stupid hand problems, I had to stop because the clutch and all that stuff was a little bit too hard on my old hands. Yeah. So another battering ram being made. England is just going in hard, man. Another archery range being made for the Rus. We have double early knights being produced. So the Rus like can't tech because they're having to spend so much on these early knights, which is insane. Kai, thank you for the 50. For all that you do for the community, the time you spend entertaining us, and for the Haggard Duke. Loving the AoE cast, but can't wait for Warhammer 3 and new content and competitions. Neither can I. I'm very excited for Warhammer 3. And thank you so much, man. Really appreciate that. When Warhammer 3 comes out, I'll be basically having a video for each every day. I'll be having an Age video every day and a Warhammer video every day as well. So you guys are going to be getting spoiled, and it should be quite a bit of fun. Good times indeed. Can't wait for it. So the longbowmen are pretty numerous. 27 against 22 of the Rus archers. And now there's only 2 early knights. They got devastated in that attack. And the battering ram, like, it's so tough against England to stop them, too, because when the villagers run out, the longbowmen can just pick them off from downtown so hard. So hard. And there they go. There they go. Yeah, the archery range is going down. The battering ram getting some nice poke. There she goes. There goes my hero. That's what every English player says with their battering rams. Watch it as it goes. Ramming down some of the houses. By the way, if you guys haven't seen Foo Fighters, they put on a pretty good live show. Yeah, Foo Fighters definitely pretty awesome. Yeah, thank you so much, Kai, once again for that donation. So the English longbows, TCs are kind of like stupid. They only target like the ram, like whatever they were shooting at first. I don't think they're even going to switch to the longbowmen. So now England can kind of just like scoot in the base and just get picks using their superior range. Longbows do have what? What is their tile range? 7. And I think basic archers are 5, which is such a brutal difference. And I mean, the Rus are trying to get some backdoor harass with these knights, just going at a huge journey. It's like a grail quest here. Some villagers are being pulled, but again, that's going to lead to some casualties. Good control here, though, by Black Widow. He does move up and get a couple kills. The villagers, will they get the ram? I don't think he can afford to use that. And I'm really surprised we're not seeing an outpost set up. Like 25% attack speed on these guys would be nice. And it looks like the Mista is actually now switching into some men-at-arms. So he's getting some early men-at-arms and armor to push into the base and cause some problems. And the Ramstein is on its way back. Although in the backfield, look at this. The Rus Knights getting a little bit of damage, but the English do have some spearmen and longbows in the base, chilling out. So I don't know if the Rus Knights are really going to be accruing too much value here. Although it's not insignificant. Looks like he killed like 3 or 4 villagers there, so he certainly paid for himself to an extent. And now it looks like there's going to be another ram coming up. So England looking to just go all in. And you know what? I expected that this game would go like 15 to 17 minutes, and it surpassed that. So very, very good hold here by the Black Widow. The score is still pretty even. I mean, it's an attainable game for both players. There's still a ton of venison in the base. It looks like there is a camp here, but a lot of his villagers are standing idle instead of working on the venison. Down here in the south, we do have the Rus early knights. They're able to push back that mill, so England was not able to hold that. So now England is having to switch into a farm economy, which might actually be the time at which they can, get a breather, right? Maybe the English will be forced back because they won't be able to sustain this. Looks like they're going after the boar here. Oh my god, are they just going to bring a bunch of villagers up? They are! Look at this. Mista is going boar hunting. He's not going to get Robert Baratheon today, as now ye old villagers will be nearby, and they're going to set up the mill here to get on the boar. That's going to be some really, really good food for him. Them crooked vultures are amazing. The band, yeah, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They are indeed. Yeah, they're fun. I really like Queens of the Stone Age. They're one of my favorite bands. All right, so some of the villagers here are getting picked. 30 longbowmen against how many for the Rus? 36. So the Rus have gotten a bit of an advantage in terms of their missile pieces. A third ram is coming in. The old Ramstein. Mista is relentless, but this is going to be a great pick here for the Rus. they're going to be able to get like probably like most of these villagers here. These knights are going to pay huge dividends. So here the TC's getting focused. We got 16 idle villagers. Looks like they're being pulled to go after the Rams. It's kind of do or die here. I think that the Rus need to push out. But this is a really, really nice pick. Unfortunately, though, he's torching the building instead of getting the eco. But yeah, it's still not bad. Pushing the English off some of their food. And you can pop the villagers out of the TC and like do these like really cheeky kind of burns while you attack with your other units. But 3 Rams is no joke. 2 of them are very, very healthy. And once again, the Rus archers are scooting out and getting some shots. Yeah, this is not bad trading for the Rus, honestly. Some of the spearmen are being sallied forth, and the TC is still fully loaded. Sadly, it's still shooting at the battering ram, which I really hope they change that. So TCs can, like, you can give them different targets, because, like, shooting at the rams is just so dumb. So we got 3rd Rams. This one is probably about to go down. I don't think Mista is going to set up a network right here. He's very, very focused on this push. The 25% attack speed, I think, would be really nice. It would really be a huge multiplicative effect, considering how many longbows he has. But the Rus are coming for blood. The villagers are out. They do get one of the Rams down. The TC still holding somewhat firm. And the Rus Knights are torching. I mean, they have managed to push the English off 2 food sources. But little does he know, the English are getting so much food from that boar. Looking at income per minute, Mista is actually ahead on food simply because of that. But yeah, what's really hard about this too is even though the Rus are holding, like they're not really mining during all of this, right? Like all these villagers are being sent to their doom as they try and get these battering rams. And the Mista is just getting so many picks. He could even send in these spearmen right now and some of his men-at-arms as well. But the Rus archers are quite numerous. 1 ram is down. Now the villagers are going to be pulling back to the base. And if they over-pursue and chase the villagers, the TC will now protect them. And the Rus archer is doing quite well. We got 30 against 25 longbows, 9 spears, and 1 vanguard men-at-arms. And now they're back to mining. The Rus cavalry are also disrupting Mista's economy. Doing quite well, but look at the English villagers. Old Deadeye will get them. And all those villagers will be picking off that Rus knight, I would imagine. Yep, down he goes, and that is going to be it. You're tearing me apart, Mista. Are you guys doing Tommy Wiseau references? Oh my god, you guys are doing The Room? Was that King of the Dead starting that? Yeah, oh my god. Oh, hi, Mark. My favorite part is when he goes into the shop and like he just like pets the pug. He's like, oh, hi, doggy. It's just like the dumbest shit ever. Anyways, enough about that ridiculous movie. So, I think the Rus are on the back foot. Let me have some water here real quick. Getting a little bit hyped. Here they come, archers scooting out. Going to be pressing into ye old longbowmen. The battering rams being attacked once again by the villagers. The villager casualties are probably adding up. The Black Widow sitting on 26 villagers right now. Mista is currently at 46. So like, despite this build not like just outright killing him, I feel like the Rus are just so behind now. Like, and here the mighty pig is being farmed in the center. England is getting farm economies up. Like, Mista is just full pedal to the metal. He's blasting some Van Halen and certainly not taking any prisoners here as the English continue to push. That TC isn't long for this earth. The English longbowmen are going to be able to probably defeat these Rus archers over time. And the Rus won't be able to macro out as many archers because their economy is tanking, right? And we even have a couple spearmen back here chilling, and yeah, they'll be jumping on that knight. Looks like some palings are being set up. Look at that, Mista setting up a paling and pulling back behind it. Not that it was super necessary there, but you know, had the cavalry kept pushing, it would have done the job here. Misha's like, speak no further of that vile movie. I think that Tommy Wiseau is actually Polish. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, King of the Dead, of course you sound like him. Yeah. You could be an impersonator, although you don't look like him is the thing. You're probably a little bit too big to look like him. Some spearmen lurking. This is really good. Like, Mista just parking a damaged spearman here. Like, what value is this spearman going to give you in combat, right? Here, he's scouting to see if the Rus are going to be going for berry bushes. And now the dreaded quad ram is coming. Well, the Rus continue to muster out archers, but it's only a matter of time before Mista's economy just overtakes him. Like, Mista could probably even go Castle Age behind this push now if he wanted to. I feel like he's in such a position. And the Rams pulling back, but we got spearmen entangled in melee with the archers. Not that they kill archers quickly, but it is a meat shield. And with that, it's going to be a 2-0 for Mista. If Black Widow loses the next game, that is going to be game blouses. And the dreaded Mista does claim victory this day. Man, crazy, crazy good English pressure. Viper versus me, dude, I would get annihilated. I would get annihilated by Viper. It wouldn't even be close. I mean, I'm decent. I think I'm like 1400 ELO. I could probably get up to 1500, but that would probably be my peak. Yeah. GG, well played. What a great match. That's like clinical textbook English pressure, except I think he needed that outpost there. That 25% attack speed would have been super strong. But aside from that, I think it was textbook. It was perfect. Yeah. All right, so we will get the next match ready. We will get this party started, and we can head back to the menu. The players will do the next game. Now it goes to blind picks. So the players will do blind picks here. And yeah, that's going to be it. Oh man, I need to work on that computer fan. It sounds like it's at the end of the road. Mister just attacked nonstop for 10 minutes. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. That was a stressful one. I mean, that's got to be pretty exhausting to play against too. English longbow all-ins are very scary. Like, they're some of the best in the game. But like, it is micro intensive, right? And he was able to get that micro going. So now players will do their picks and bans. And do the blind picks, excuse me. So they don't do any more picks and bans. They do that for the first 2 games, and then they switch to blind pick after that. Yeah. So we will see. Yeah. English feudal pressure. 100%. And again, I'll be collecting some feedback after this on the tournament. So if you guys are in the Discord and you have any feedback on if you played today on the pick and ban system or anything else, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, maps, how's everything else? Can we see the rest of the bracket? Sure, brother. Let's pull that bad boy up. All right, so where art thou? Thou art here somewhere. All right, so looking at the bracket. I know you guys want to see this bad boy, so let's pull this over here. We can go to the news, and here it is. So this was the bracket overall. You can see the Mistas in the finals right now. It looks like they forgot to update this one, so we can go ahead and update that. But we have Mista versus Black Widow. Looking at the top 4, we did, of course, have Mixu versus Mista, which was a really good series. And then we had Matisse versus the Black Widow. But yeah, a lot of big names playing today. We had Soldier, who I think is a professional Age of Empires 3 player. Gave You Anxiety, I know, is like a top 100 ladder player. Black Widow, of course. Neon Racing Cat, a very strong Mongol player, was actually defeated by Anxiety earlier. I think Adney is a top 100 ladder player as well. I think he's Rus. I don't know everyone yet. I'm slowly getting there. 3DB is also a top 100 player who mains China. But he was defeated by Eric. Eric, apparently a very strong player who only then lost once he faced off against Black Widow. So here's the whole bracket. Lucifron was in today's tournament as well. He was actually defeated by Simtom. Simtom has gotten top 4 in our events several times. He's an English main. He was able to defeat Lucifron, who was in the top, top 4 of Genesis. Very, very impressive win. Here, of course, is the Mista. A lot of great players in the event today. Some really, really strong competition. So that is the breakdown of the brackets. Hopefully you enjoyed that, my friend. And now we will continue to watch this game. Yeah, I believe the Mista does. Somebody was asking about that. Does the Mista actually live and work on a farm IRL? I think so. I'm not sure. Yeah, you'd have to ask him. Yeah, his micro is very, very good. His micro is incredible. How much did he actually win from the Genesis tournament? Yeah, must have won quite a bit. The venison does not rot. Correct. So in the previous Age of Empires titles, I think in 2, the food does rot. So you can like snipe deer to deny somebody, but in this game, I don't think it does. Yeah. Yeah, horsemen aren't very good, honestly. Like, if somebody goes mass longbows and you have mass horsemen, I find that the horsemen lose. With proper scooting and shooting, like, the archers just own them. Yeah. Yeah, kind of lame. Couple little tweaks. I'm really, really eager to see what the patch is going to be bringing this week. Because apparently there's like tons of balancing changes, like little small things. So I'm really eager to see how that changes up the meta. That's one of the reasons why, if you watch me play, I don't actually play with... Yeah, he's a cotton farmer. Oh, wow. He's a professional farmer. Jeez. And a professional gamer. Quite a resume. But one of the reasons why I don't play with Springalds that much is because I know they're going to get nerfed. So I want to like have my playstyle not revolve around them. Mista won 7,000 and Viper won 13. Damn, that's pretty sweet. Congrats to them, man. So let me make sure they don't have any questions. All right. Looks like they're all good. Yeah, these players really on top of things, which is great. Yeah, 3DB, he's really, really good. Yeah, he lost to a very strong player. I mean, today we had probably like maybe 15 players that are in the top 100. So that's a pretty tough field for sure. Yeah. Very, very tough field. Yeah, I'm excited to see the Springalds get nerfed, yeah. But, you know, the thing about nerfing things is when you take out one predator, something else often emerges, right? Like, what is gonna come in and replace the dreaded Springald? We will find out. Have you finished the campaigns? No, I haven't. I haven't really played the campaign, so I'm more interested in multiplayer. Yeah. I don't know what day the patch is coming. I don't think they've said. It'd probably be like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Well, Michael, go take care of business, man. You got time. The game will probably start in like 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully tomorrow or Monday. Yeah, that'd be sweet. I'd be really stoked. Michael, you have my permission. You may go. Beastie Cutie did play today. He was defeated somewhat early. He had a game versus. Let me go ahead and look. And I think he's almost top 10 I think he's almost top 10 now, Beastie, on ladder. Yeah, he's a really, really good player. I really like watching him. It's fun to watch his streams. Very skillful. He was eliminated by, where was he? He won his first game, and then he lost to someone on Genesis Gaming's team, Nerox. His opponent Mongol all-in'd him, basically. His opponent did like a Mongol battering ram timing and was able to kill him, yeah. If I'm not mistaken. How are they going to nerf spring ults? They haven't said anything about that yet, yeah. I hope they buff Nesta Bees. That would be really nice, because Nesta Bees are like worse than Mangonels, and it's like a special unit, right? It should be really good, so hopefully they buff those bad boys. How did Mista win 2 games and drop 2 places in the ranking? So these are custom battle games. They don't count towards your quick battle ranking. So these do not count towards your ELO, because they're being played in custom lobbies. Yeah. Do you have tabs with Microsoft like T90? What do you mean by tabs, my friend? I'm not sure. I don't know anyone who works at Microsoft now. So they're in the lobby. Soon to start up. I would imagine their blind picks are being done. And yeah, no questions yet. Maybe just a little bit of a break. No problem. I'll take that break as well. Ah, you're building an Eldar fleet, huh? Melody, that sounds like fun. That sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah, I heard the campaign is really good in this game. I'll give it a try sometime. I've always told people, like, when it comes to myself in gaming, you guys remember that short story? I don't know, is it a short story? It's called The Most Dangerous Game. It's like, I think it's from the early 20th century. Well, anyways, the whole point of The Most Dangerous Game is there's like this eccentric hunter who like brings people to his island, and over time, the people on the island discover that the most dangerous game which he hunts are humans, right? So for me, it's like, I get a thrill out of battling other players. Whereas if I'm beating up an AI, I don't really feel like I'm accomplishing anything. Not that there's, I'm not criticizing it at all, but I'm just saying for me, I don't get that excitement, Yeah. I like to hunt the most dangerous game and in turn be defeated by the most dangerous game. Yeah. All right. So let us party and jump into this match. It is game 3. It's going to be the Mista on the Abbasid dynasty facing off against Black Widow, who shall be leading the forces of the Mongols. It's currently 2-0 for the Mista. Will the Black Widow get back in the series? Will he claim vengeance for the wrongs that have been done to him by the dreaded English in the last game? We'll find out, and this is the place to find out. Yes, it's going to be great. So the Mongols, ooh, that is a really, really good TC. If he would move it a little bit further up, it'd actually be perfect. But nonetheless, he gets the TC placement right next to the gold vein. Now, the map is King of the Hill. This is a pretty interesting one. So basically, how King of the Hill works is you have very scarce resources on the low ground, right? Like a really pitiful tree line, small outcroppings, but all the big, juicy goodness is up here on the hill, right? So we have all the gold veins and like these huge stone outcroppings. So both players are going to be wanting to get this high ground position if the game does indeed go long. But again, Mista usually doesn't play. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen him play Imperial Age. I feel like don't accept a hangout invite from Turin. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't. The most dangerous game. Yeah, you get the picture. But I've always been that way. Like PvP. Like I like the thrill of battle and competition. That gets me my jollies. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, you guys love it. Come on, you love it. Yeah, tigers are dangerous too, but like even the tiger is defeated by humans when humans like obviously developed weaponry and technology, right? So, yeah. I can't remember in that short story if the eccentric hunter guy actually gives the humans that he's hunting weapons. I don't remember. Nonetheless, the Mongols, pretty standard opening. Going to be getting early wood and an OVO. What that means is there's going to be an early stables coming up shortly after. That's usually the reason why you'll see them go straight for wood. So you can, but also on top of that, you need to get wood to build a Gare as well as an OVO because it's pretty wood intensive here. So yeah, Halo announcer, King of the Hill. Man, have you guys played the new Halo, by the way? Not to digress, it'll be a very short discussion, but I used to love Halo Combat Evolved, like the first one that I played in like 2001 or 2. Yeah. Yeah, so it's pretty wild. Pretty wild indeed. So here, the Mongols going to be setting up a Gare. Okay, it looks like there's not going to be early pressure. I thought there might be an early stable coming up with that wood, but nope. He's just going to be going straight to the next stage, probably going to rush Castle Age and try and just outdo the Abbasid at their own game, which is Siege Engineering. Now for the Abbasid, very, very standard opening as well. They got a couple on gold, just going to be getting to the point where they get 200 here. You know what? I feel like Mista might do a similar all-in against the Mongols because the Abbasid get Siege Engineering for free, so maybe they will do that. We will see. We will see indeed. He gives them shoes and a head start. Is that what happens in the book? I haven't read that since like 9th grade, so I don't remember. Yeah, Mr. is such a Chad that he never goes Imperial Age. Perhaps some truth to that. Yeah, he likes to win with clubs and spears and bow and arrows, and that's how he does it. Who needs guns, right? Who needs guns? So the House of Wisdom is up. Let me go ahead and explain the Abbasid a little bit. So the Abbasid dynasty have no landmarks. Instead, they have the House of Wisdom, where instead of building a landmark, you research technology. So the economic wing, military, cultural, or trade wing, each of which actually unlocks a certain tech of research, which is very cool. But the one thing you got to watch out for if you are an Abbasid player, normally you can defeat players by destroying all their landmarks, right? But if you're playing against the Abbasid and you kill their House of Wisdom and town center, they just instantly lose the game. So you got to be pretty careful with that. It can be a little bit touchy in the later stages of the game. If somebody like rushes you with fire lancers or battering rams, you need to protect these bad boys. However, the House of Wisdom, its HP does increase as the ages do go on. So it gets a little bit tankier. I think in the end it has like something like 15,000 HP. So the Abbasid look to be staying on one base for now. We're not seeing any early stone. And for the Mongols, what are we seeing here? Yeah, nothing at the Ovo yet. Very, very standard. It looks like we do have the deer stones coming up. So the dreaded yam networks will be in play because this map actually has no trading routes. There are no trade routes on this map. I've seen so many players on stream. I was actually watching Day 9 play. It was really funny. And he was playing, I think, Mongols. And he was like, all right, guys, let's go ahead and get a trade economy set up. And then he like scouted the whole map for like 15 minutes. And he was just like flabbergasted that there was no trade routes on this map. So you really, really do have to be aware of that. Now down here for the old Abbasid, it's going to be the economic wing, which does unlock the fresh foodstuffs, which is a very powerful upgrade. This one reduces the cost of villagers by 50%. So your villagers cost 25 food instead of 50, which really adds up over the course of a long game, right? You're producing hundreds of villagers and definitely doing your business. So the Mongol Khan moves in, and it looks like we are going to be getting a double TC build here from the Mista, which is very exciting. I'm so used to seeing him with the early aggression. I'm curious to see what he's going to be doing with the double TC. So stone is always a tell. So now the Mongol Khan has scouted this. He's aware that it's going to be a double TC build. It looks like a barracks is coming up to probably stop early horseman pressure. And yeah, we're just going to be getting a double TC here. Now for the Mongols, what are their plans here? They got 2 villagers. Oh my God. Look at what Mist is doing. He's blocking the villagers from building at the Ovo. He's just running circles around them. Holy shit. Oh, but the villagers get the sheep. And is he going to come in? Yeah, it looks like they're going to harvest the sheep. They're flexing. And he finally gets the building. Oh my God. Mista was blocking that archery range for a good 15, 20 seconds. So the deer stones are a landmark for the Mongols. The Mongols have a research tech called the Yam Network. What that does is it makes it so all of your outposts grant a speed buff of 15% to any of your units. Now, normally without that upgrade, outposts only buff the speed of cavalry and traders. But with the Yam Network, which is unlocked by building the deer stones for free, you basically get your Yam Network on all of your units across the board. So really, really good cheeky harass right there. Now back here, Mista is still going for the stone. Going to be getting that double TC, so hopefully you guys are taking some notes. He does get the fresh foodstuffs. Obviously, if you're going to be going for a boomer build and you're going to be getting double TC with tons of villagers producing, there is a big benefit to getting the foodstuffs upgrade, which he is, and that is going to be giving him a bunch of extra food to work with, which is quite nice. Now for the Mongols, we have a blacksmith coming up. I think, is it going to be fast castle age? Doesn't look like it. No, he's got the Gare moving over here, and he's got double archery range. Okay, it looks like the Mongols are actually going to be going more or less all in. Missed to be like, spend double, save double. Yeah, absolutely. Going to be setting up for the deer camp here. Pretty good source of food. But we do have the archers coming out. Double archers. Yeah, this is going to be a Mongol all in. Probably going to get basic siege engineering. Does he have enough gold for this? Yeah, Black Widow's banking 226. Which probably means we're going to see siege engineering as well as maybe steeled arrows if he gets a little bit more gold. But yeah, I feel like he's had his experience with the Mista in these couple games, and I think he just wants to get in there and just go hard in the paint and try and end this game. But we will see if it works. I mean, currently Mista is going to be getting a stable. Obviously, the single barracks isn't going to be great. And he is walling too. Look at this. Yeah, Mista is going to be setting up some walls on the King of the Hill. Yielding the high ground for now, but I don't think it matters too much. I think he's going to be pretty cozy. So the Mongols can be really scary with early pressure, especially with the Khan, because the Khan gives the defense arrow as well as the attack speed arrow a little bit later, I think. Yeah, but the attack speed one gives 50% attack speed to your archers for a couple seconds. So the Mongols can get crazy, crazy burst damage from the Khan and their early archers. But look at this. We have the wood walls coming up. Oh my God, the Mista's walling. I was about to make a comment like a little bit recently about like, why did these high level players never wall? They just don't do it. They don't. But the Mista proving me wrong here is going to be setting up the walls. And I personally, I'm a bit of a noob compared to these guys. So I personally love to panic wall when I'm being attacked. But he's got this walled off. He's got this walled off. This. And now he's setting up the Great Wall of the Abbasid dynasty here. And guys, he's completely walled. He's completely walled. Oh my God. Dude, look at this. So Carrot Shell, the score is currently 2-0 for the Mista. So if the Mista wins this game in this best of 5, it is over. And if he loses, well, then we're going to continue on in the series. But the Mongols have been walled out. Battering rams are coming. The walls will buy them some time. And basically, he knows an all-in is coming. So Mista is going to be building a bunch of horsemen. He's got 4 horsemen queued up here. And is power building another stable, probably to get the horsemen coming out of there. The first ram, the Ramstein, will commence. The Mongols going to be pushing in. And how many archers do they have? It looks like 14. And yeah, we got a couple more archers moving in. The Khan has found an opening in the back of the base, but obviously the archers don't want to make that exodus. They're going to be taking the more direct approach and battering, ramming down through the walls. So the Mongols are sick of this game. They want to end the King of the Hill match, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, double horsemen coming out. How many do we have? No outposts yet, so outposts, of course, they're okay at holding these type of attacks. Outposts can, of course, give you targeted pressure. And the Khan, oh, don't lose the Khan here. It's so important for your push. Oh my God, he's going to lose the Khan. Oh, Anakin, I'm too weak. Man, that's a huge loss because now these archers are not going to be getting that juicy buff. And is he going to continue on? It looks like Black Widow pulled back as soon as he lost the Khan, the morale leader of the army. You know, he pulls back his army here. Is he just going to retreat and go eco? So he's building barracks and building more barracks. Is he getting gold? It looks like he's not. So I think he's still kind of all in here. But why did he not just finish off this wall? It is burning. So the palisade itself will burn down. But I feel like he's giving the Mista, oh my God, triple stables right now. Oh my God, look at this. He's got just so many cavalry coming out. And these archers are going to get mowed down. They're not longbowmen. They're not as good at, you know, against these guys as the longbowmen are. And it looks like the cavalry of Mista are going to be going for an eco harass, which will be very devastating considering the Mongols are sitting here. It looks like they're waiting for the Khan. Yeah, they're waiting for the Mortal Combat. I know, that's really good. That would be a great thumbnail, Carrot Shell. Mortal Combat. Yeah, I got to do that. I got to do that. So minimize this to the top right. You got it, my friend. I will happily minimize that for you. Sorry about that. And yeah, missed it earlier. So Mista, despite being, you know, threatened by an all-in, he still finds a way to go attack and pressure his opponent. So he's going to be moving across. And the Mongols have a lot of vulnerabilities. Like here's vulnerable here. They got like a deer camp down here. And their infantry are not going to be able to keep up with this pressure. Mista is producing horsemen nonstop and more blacksmiths. Also, he is in the first golden age for the Abbasid, so the more buildings he has within that influence, the better. But yeah, now he's riding down the reinforcements, and with Mista's micro, this is going to be an unholy terror to play against. Oh my God. The horsemen are all up in here. The wall has not been rebuilt. We do have another TC here too, and man, the economy of Mista must be so superior right now. Let's go ahead and take a look. So currently looking at Mista's perspective, he's got 45 villagers, and looking at the Black Widow, he's at 36, and that's only going to get worse. That is only going to get worse. And yeah, Mongols, do they get resources for burning walls? I suppose they do. Yeah, I suppose they do. I can't remember. I don't think they get it from walls, do they? Yeah. The score is currently 2-0 for the Mista. So Mista is up 2 games in the series. And I apologize, guys. I will have these score overlays for the next stream. Just kind of experimenting with some new stuff today. So battering ram being built up on the high ground. It looks like the Sim City of the Mista is going to be pressured here on this side as the archers move across. Horsemen just heading off reinforcements. Every loose archer is being hunted. And down here, look at this. The horsemen are even hunting spearmen. This is like when like the honey badger battles like bigger animals, right? They're going after their natural predator and taking them down. But look at his control too. He just like scoots back and like re-engages. God damn, that is so impressive. It's so impressive. And now Black Widow's kind of even more all in here. But the AM network is being set up, which is quite good. It's funny because he brought these rams. He doesn't even really need them. He could just go around right here. But again, the wall does give them more control there. Yeah, they don't get them from walls. I'm pretty sure that would be really broken. If Mongols got resources from walls, that would just be stupid. But yeah, the Mista's horsemen able to clean up the reinforcements. The supply lines are still pouring across, spearmen and archers. And now the Rams have moved in. And are they just going to go for the House of Wisdom? You can see the House of Wisdom does have 7,000 HP now. So it does scale as you get to the better ages. And because if it didn't have more HP, it would be really stupid. You could just basically, you know, kill it and just, you know. Man, look at that. Misha with the karate chop on the Slanesh bots in chat. The spam bots, they just got destroyed. Yeah, it looks like he's going for the House of Wisdom, but like now the Rohirrim have arrived. And these archers do have a couple spears mixed in, but I don't know, man. I feel like the horsemen are going to get in there. It's going to be a lot of micro from Mista, but yeah, the archers are taking big damage, but so too are some of the horsemen. He does also have the AM network back here, so he does have a little bit of a speed buff. Horsemen are kind of being dragged down, but then another wave coming as well. How many spears are left? It looks like 2 spears. The Mongols do have an outpost here, which is shooting at some of the horsemen, but the Mongol army's looking awfully thin here as the Mista horsemen just overwhelm the Mongol pressure. Man, the Abbasid horsemen with the double TC, fresh foodstuffs economy. Look at this. Look at this booming base right here. Just flourishing economy. Mista is rocking 1,100 food a minute. That's got to be GG. I don't see Black Widow coming back from that. Brutal, brutal stuff. God, he is just the Terminator, man. Like, you know, sometimes I lay awake at night and I whisper to myself, I'm like, you know, you're okay at Age of Empires. You're not bad. Maybe you could compete with these guys. Then you watch a game like this and you're just like, all right, well, okay. I'm going to go back to my gatekeeping status right now. But the Spearmen trying to fight, but the horsemen are just brute forcing through those guys. Are the Mongols going to stay in the game and try and switch? They are. Okay, so behind this, they are getting a big veiny gold vein. But what's going to happen is Mista's horsemen are just going to be rushing them down now. Oh my god. And the Abbasid Golden Age is continuing. He's halfway to the second Golden Age, actually. Another stable's coming up. He does have the melee research, or the melee armor research. Market's coming up, like just cackling, pushing all over this base here. And yeah, he's like macroing like perfectly behind this too. There's a couple of Rams just sitting here all sad. They're like, well, that didn't go well. All right, guys, we'll catch you later. The Rams just kind of chilling. That's 10 horsemen a minute. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of horsemen. He's got what? Like 30, like 20 horsemen here or something? And now they're going to go after the House of Wisdom. You know, if they had been attacking the House of Wisdom during that fight, they might have actually destroyed it. But I don't think it's going to go too hot for them now as the horsemen are right on their tails. So the Mongols setting up a stable back here. Probably going to be setting up a second TC of their own. I really like that Black Widow is not giving up here. I like that he's continuing to fight, knowing it's the last match in the series. And he's gonna try and do it. He's gonna try and fight this. He's got some archers and spearmen back in the base, but as soon as Mista's horsemen arrive, I feel like there's gonna be a Gotham's reckoning. Yeah, that's gonna be just so much pressure. We got 22 horsemen here. The Gare is gonna be taken down. There's a wild stable back here, which I'm not sure what that's gonna be doing, but nonetheless, yeah, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 stables. Looks like archery ranges in the back. Look at the macro behind this. He just has so much production. And I don't think Mista even needs to really go Castle Age. I think if he just like out macros his opponent with his superior economy here. Looking at the eco, I mean, we've got 41 workers for the Black Widow. And for the Mista, yeah, 69. Oh, hell yeah, baby. That's what she said, 69 workers. Yeah, and here they come. The horsemen looking for some openings. The Khan sitting up here. He's overlooking the valley, perhaps petting his falcon and, you know, contemplating life as the enemy army rides past him. He's like, oh shit, I should probably go help my dudes. The Khan is here, and we'll see what he can do. Sherm, hey Turin, just started my Warhammer channel. Any advice on a streamer starting fresh? So if you start on YouTube, it's really hard to grow on YouTube by just doing streams. Like to get your initial like audience, you need to put up videos as well, because YouTube doesn't do a great job like sharing streams until you get bigger. Once you get to a certain size, they do, but overall, yeah. You need to start with that. So that would be my 2 cents. Making guide videos and tutorials is also a very, very good tool for, you know, helping people out in the community and growing a channel. So Mista is in the second Golden Age, which is crazy, which means all of his shit is 15% faster and his research is faster too. And he's on his way to the third Golden Age, which obviously takes 60 buildings, so it's going to be a while. But behind all this, he's probably going to be amassing archers. Oh my god, the camels! The camels have come! Sherm, thank you for the donation. Once again, but the camels are here. Oh, yeah. Is he mass-producing camels? Oh, he is. The Abbasid aren't spamming spring ults. They're using something interesting. And it looks like he's in the Castle Age as well. So Mista's in Castle Age. The dreaded Camel Legion is coming. And this is going to be very, very exciting for sure. No, camels are on the way. We have 4 of these bad boys now. The camel unease will make the Mongol horses tremble in despair. How excited are you guys for the camels? I'm very hyped. I feel like I haven't seen camels in a competitive game yet. Are the Mongols going to Age 3? Looking at banked resources, we can take a look. Black Widow's trying to save, but behind this, like, his spearmen are going to get dunked on by the camels. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. And yeah, of course, Sherm, to answer your question even more, you know, covering contemporary topics, right? So whenever there's a new trailer, giving your analysis and opinion, that type of thing, right? Like, that's something I'm really terrible at, is covering, like, new stuff. But yeah, that's obviously very, very important as well. So the camels are pushing up the high ground. They are coming to butter the sweet bread of this force here. And you can see the Mongol town center quivers as the camel's hooves stomp on the high ground. Where are the horsemen at? Horsemen are up here. They looks like they're torching down one of the Mongol stables that was left over. They're very, very strange camel placement. And does T90 make a very good camel noise? Does he actually do one himself? Oh my god. Out of curiosity, have you ever had content creator fatigue before? Yeah. But, you know, the thing is, like, yeah, I might get burnt out on a game or covering a certain, like, thing, but, you know, it's my livelihood. So if I don't do it, you know, I gotta do it. So in my mind, I can, like, wrap my head around the necessity of it, and I still end up having fun when I do it. But honestly, I'm very privileged to be able to, you know, do what I do for a living. So, like, yeah, I don't really burn out terribly easily. It's hard. It's very, very hard. Good eco harass here on the far side. You can see the veteran horsemen able to get a little bit of damage, and they will be veterans now, so these horsemen will be age 3. And the camels are coming, and yeah, that's going to be nasty. Once the camels unify with the horseman army, this Mongol army is going to just get steamrolled. Dude, look how goddamn cool the camel archers are. Yeah, they have those like cool outfits on. There are veteran camel archers. So you going to be getting any upgrades for them, by the way? Camel support. You can also get the movement speed for camels. Although I think a couple of the camel things are bugged right now. But yeah, look at that. The camel archers are sitting up on the high ground. Check it out. Yeah, blasting into the villagers. Oh my god. They're just getting taken to town by the camel archers. The camels are like, I have the high ground. Yeah, and they certainly do. Now, what is the Mongols' age 3 response going to be? They're pretty damn behind right now. It looks like a blacksmith is being moved up. I think he's going to set this up for improved siege engineering. Springholds would be okay here, but the amount of horsemen for the Mista would just be really, really nasty. He's got more and more camel archers coming out. Looks like the Khan has been forgotten about once more, and he's going to die at the hands of a heavy lancer. So there they go. And the horsemen probably just going to torch all this shit. Like, why not? Like, what can this Mongol army do against you? Yeah, just torch the barracks. Improved siege engineering was being researched, but Mista is not going to let that happen. Oh my god. Look at that. Just nuking this down. That's so crazy. All right, so here they come. The horsemen are surging forward behind the camel legion. Oh yeah, spitting on the villagers from the high ground. Yeah, absolutely the case. And Mista, I'm so happy we are getting to see camels being used effectively. They are always neglected. Everyone and their dog just loves to mouth breathe and use springholds. But now that we're actually getting to see like a cool, unique unit actually be used functionally well to pick off the spearmen is so cool. Look at the split micro, although a couple of them might get dragged down here. But for the most part, this is pretty brutal. Mongols archers taken out by the horsemen. The camels are just maneuvering away from the spears. And camels have a shit ton of HP. They have 210 HP, so it takes a while to actually drag them down. Whereas a basic spearman has 110, right? So pretty meaty. And the Mongols are just on the ropes now. The camels are all over their face. And just, yeah, these villagers are getting it. Pretty bad. How many archers do we have? Only 4 archers here. We have an outpost with some villagers. But now we got lancers moving in, backed up by the veteran camels. And that is going to be a 3-0 victory for the Mista and the grand finals of this week's Gran Turino tournament. GG, well played. He'll be winning the cash prize in the hearts and minds of all of you watching as he wins with the camels against the Black Widow. Yeah, camels were awesome, dude. Look at the score here. Yeah, interesting. Black Widow was in okay shape, but that hold was just with the horsemen and the walls and just like the huge boom really, really just took off there and pretty nasty. Camels do kind of get wrecked by spears, and basic horsemen can hurt them because they count as ranged units. Yeah, but like at that point, there was just such a critical mass of good units that it was just too much. So, GG, well played. That is going to be a victory. Let's make it official and crown the king of today's event. It will indeed be Mighty Mista. So top 4. Through the power of technology, Mista ascends to the heavens. He is now a mighty champion here on the channel once again. So Mista has played in 2 of my tournaments, and he has won both of them. We will see if he comes back to defend his crown once more next week. That was quite a clinic indeed. Yeah, camels are certainly OP. He's really fun to watch. Yeah, absolutely. So if you guys are looking to learn any Civ, just watch him play it, and you'll probably get a good roadmap. So once again, my friends, I want to sincerely thank you all for joining. That is going to be the conclusion of today's event. Congratulations to the Mista. Thank you guys all so much for the generous donations. We've got new members, all sorts of good stuff. If you guys enjoyed the stream as much as I hate to ask for it, do drop a like on the way out. It helps me out quite a bit. But more importantly, it tells YouTube to show this video to more people, which brings in more people to the Age of Empires and Total War community. So that's the jam. Thank you guys for joining. Congratulations to Mista. We'll see you guys on the other side. Take care of yourselves. I'm going to go hang out with my lovely wife. And that is it for now. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week with the next weekly. And of course, my regular streams where I just use Haggard strategies and lose games, which will be fun. All right, see you guys. Take care. Cheers.